Ladies and gentlemen, episode 21.
Hello, hello.
We can drink, Mark. We can drink now.
We can drink now?
We've made it through 21.
Oh.
And
I'll drink then.
You'll drink then?
Yeah. You don't have to ask me twice.
I mean, I never have to. That's
Nope,
the beautiful thing.
never.
That's the beautiful thing. Well, welcome back, man. This is going to be a hard episode to top the last one, I think. We had a lot of fun that last
It's
episode.
going to be tough to beat that one. That was a lot of fun.
That really was. It really was. I mean, from a perspective of, just reaching out to somebody and asking them because of what they've done in their profession to see if they're interested in talking to us and to have them just be like, yeah, no problem.
Right. I mean, it was real simple. Everyone's like, how'd you go about asking that guy? I asked.
Sent him a message.
I sent him a message and just wanted to see if he wanted to talk to us. And, man, he was a lot of fun.
Yeah, really cool guy, man. I
Very
would say
cool guy.
if you haven't seen it yet, the guy's got an amazing. The impersonations he does are amazing. I couldn't help but go back and listen to the Joker and
Joker was
the
so
Stimpy and even Zoidberg was like one of my favorites that he had on there. I mean, he does all of the kind of Looney Tunes lineup as well too. So our last episode, if you guys don't follow us, episode 20, interview with David Howard Thornton. We ended up having a really nice long talk with him, hour and 15 minutes. Really nice guy, really humble, really down to earth. And we had a good time. So check it out if you haven't seen it.
Honestly, it was only playing for, I asked, 20 minutes, if you want to go, that's fine. And I mean, he might have stayed all night.
No, I mean honestly,
as much fun as he had, we had fun too.
Yeah.
But you could tell he was having a good time with us. So,
well, it was
cool.
It was a good show. It was a homage to the fact that, Mark, you're a huge horror fan.
I am a huge horror fan. Yes, I am.
You're introducing me to some things that maybe I might not have wished that I was introduced to. But the one thing we did talk about a couple episodes ago, you just had a birthday recently.
I did.
You being the bobblehead collector of St. Louis, I got him his Kevin Smith autographed Buddy Christ bobblehead that we got out here.
I absolutely love it.
Thank you, Lilu
so
Multiprops.
Cool. Thanks,
and
buddy.
happy birthday to you,
Thanks,
Mark.
Lilu. Yes,
I
love it.
That should fit into the collection.
If there's
nicely.
some place for it to go, I'll make it. But I'm sure my wife's very excited that more bobbleheads are coming home.
Yeah.
But
it's Buddy Christ.
It's Buddy Christ, yeah.
It's Buddy Christ. I mean, he's pointing at you, giving you the thumbs up, winking at you.
It's very cool.
And it's autographed by
I
Kevin
totally
Smith.
love it. Yeah,
you can't get
that even makes it better.
I mean, that's got to be one of the coolest birthday presents you've had.
That is very cool. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I love it.
What do you get the man that has so many bobbleheads that you don't know what to get him? You get him a freaking bobblehead that's autographed by Kevin Smith. That's what you do.
Some people are like, well, you should get one made of yourself.
You should.
Well, that's already happened.
Has that happened?
Yeah, my sister-in-law, Chelsea, actually got me one of myself for Christmas one year, and it actually looks pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's not like good looking or anything like me.
You're a good looking guy. It's got to be a good looking bobblehead.
Yeah, I think it's not bad. It's okay.
Speaking of good looking, we have our new our new kind of logo that we are working with. I just sent out to you guys as well too. It's got all four of us on there.
It's very cool. I love it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's going to add some flavor to it now, and everybody can kind of put a face to a name, maybe as far as who it is on the show as well.
The big cheeks and beard should give it away for me.
Yeah, you're going to know which one Mark is. You're going to know which one I am.
Yeah, well, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah, we'll post that up, though.
Put the redheads on one side. Leave us alone.
Yeah, we'll post that up and let you see that, though. But enough about the homage to our last show and whatnot, but still happy birthday to you, Mark. And one thing that I want to ask you is, what do you got drinking tonight?
I am drinking a Grapefruit Radler, Contact High Grapefruit Radler from Four Hands. It's real light beer, 3.5. Of course, I do a lot of Four Hands stuff, but they're such a big deal here, and they make a lot of good stuff. So this is a good summertime beer. You could drink these super fast and just smash them. So
once again, the artwork.
The artwork is always
fantastic.
cool. Four Hands artwork is always really neat and interesting. So Grapefruit Radler, you're looking for like a summer beer that's easy to drink outside. This is one you should check out. That's a good one.
Yeah. Do you have any like food combinations that you mix with some of these? Like sometimes people are like, I like to have this type of beer with this. Or
anything with like a Grapefruit Radler. I'm a big seafood guy, so shrimp and I love tuna steaks and things like that. These are really good with those. IPAs too, I think can pair well with seafood and things like that. But usually these I always pair with with seafood or
Okay.
pretty much anything.
And that's Four Hands, you said?
That is Four Hands Brewing.
And where are they located at again?
They are located, by the old Rock House, actually on your way down to Busch Stadium before Eat Right there on the left. You can't miss it. There's the brewery's down there. And of course, you can park there, I believe, for the Cardinal games and sitting there and have beers till you walk down. So it's kind of a cool, even though don't know how soon that's going to be.
I mean, we're in phase 2 or whatever now.
Phase 2.
Things seem to be on the up and up, so hopefully you can actually go and check that out. If Four Hands is open, though, isn't it? It's got a pretty nice place, right?
It's a very cool place. They did the upstairs not too long ago, so you can hang out up there. They have a little bit of seating outside, but Four Hands is a very cool place. Definitely recommend there if you haven't been.
All right. What's this other one you got?
And then I got another one here. Of course, I've been kind of branching off and doing a few non-local beers just because, time is sometimes not always on my side for me to get out there and get more. But this is a very good one from Maplewood Brewing out of Chicago. It's called Son of Juice. So any IPA people, this one's really good. Kind of a hazy one.
What's it called?
Son of Juice.
Son of Juice.
Son of Juice. And it's kind of hoppy, but it's very light. I'm a big fan of the haze craze that's going on right now. The hazy IPAs right now are big, and they're very good. So if you get a chance to see Maplewood, you can usually find that Snooks or Friar Tuck's, any Randall's. Those places will have their stuff too. So
it's awesome.
We definitely have a place I would check out.
Somebody watching right now is saying Roberto Seafood Rigatoni Vodka Sauce.
That's my number one meal.
That's your number one meal?
That is my favorite pasta, actually.
Thank you, Craig Newport, for shouting that out.
Yeah, Craig, I work with Craig, so
he kind of knows a little bit about you.
You know what? I recommended it to him, and he was like, that's amazing.
It's good stuff.
But this beer would be very good with some rigatoni alla vodka, that's for sure.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good call there.
Yeah.
Now, another place as far as that was going, how would one of these beers go with a hot dog?
I think it would go great with a Steve
Ewing?
Ewing's hot dogs. Definitely would be a place I would go. They actually have a lot of beer there. He'll sometimes perform shows. I've seen him do acoustic sets right there, and you can get a couple hot dogs.
That's cool.
Beers on tap and things like that. So he's located at 3457 Magnolia. If you haven't been there,
for those of them out there listening, we've got about 17 to 20 people that are with us right now, but that don't know. Tell us who Steve Ewing is.
Steve Ewing is local guy from the Urge. You should know who he is. He's a big deal here. Great ambassador for St. Louis. I mean, he does everything for St. Louis, and I've had him play a few times at my house,
which is really
cool.
Right?
He played my birthday party, and he is the most down to earth guy. He's a great musician, and definitely always want to support Steve whenever I can. And Hot Dog Shop, I think, is really doing well. He's kind of back and he's rolling again. So
good.
They do burgers, they do macaroni and cheese bowls and things like that. And they actually have a backyard barbecue dog that is named in the book for 1,000 foods to eat before you die.
Interesting.
So it has baked beans, potato salad, bacon, and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Ooh,
so,
I like Sweet Baby Ray's.
Yeah, I had one with Philly cheesesteak on it.
Yeah,
it was wonderful.
It's good.
Yeah, so go down and see Steve. We're hoping maybe we can get a chance to talk to Steve and kind of get his thoughts on the food thing, how things are going for him, and love to see him play some. I'm sure he's getting out there. Everybody wants to see Steve Ewing. So.
Oh, yeah, he's a great... I mean, from the videos that you showed me, too, of like the performance that he did at your birthday, the acoustic stuff that he was doing. I mean, fantastic voice. Yep. Known here locally. I mean, I love a lot of the stuff that he had when he was doing the Urge.
Of course.
And if anything, I mean, I would still support the hot dog stand that he's got going, the hot dog shop that he's got going as well, too, because that's pretty cool. So
absolutely. He's a good time, and he has a blast every time we've... hung out with him or worked with him. He's always a good time. And, as much as you're doing a backyard show, how much fun he is as into it as anything else,
That's cool.
Doing Bob Marley covers and, of course, the Urge songs, Sublime covers. He throws some Tom Petty in there and some Police because that's who he likes. So, definitely any chance to support Steve. I know everyone pretty much is
that's
very
awesome.
Behind Steve Ewing here. So.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I haven't gotten out there yet. I mean, obviously with the whole pandemic thing going on and places not really being opening, it's kind of halted being able to go out to places anyways.
Exactly.
But It's on our list.
Yep.
It's we're planning on going out there as kind of the podcast group, and kind of representing and stuff and talking to them, maybe seeing if we can get maybe an interview with them. Or
We
something.
definitely need to get out there and see Steve and have a hot dog, maybe a couple drinks there. So
Maybe
might
we do
find
our
some grapefruit Radler.
Yeah,
to have
maybe we
with
do
the
our
dog.
own hot dog eating contest.
Maybe we could.
I mean, who knows?
I
We'll
think
see.
that's a good idea.
Let us know if you guys think that's a good idea. Maybe
should
we'll
we do
have
that
our
hot
own
dog
hot
eating
dog eating
contest?
contest on
Yeah.
live on air. So let's get into some general news, man. There's some crazy stuff that's going on in the world, and a little bit of. I mean, we always
Maybe
talk
at this
about
home.
Maybe, yeah, possibly.
Possibly here.
Let's just jump into that, man. Honestly, there's
think
some
we should.
weird stuff going on. I get somebody that just pulls up. So I have a Ring doorbell. So we'll start off with that as the conversation. And I noticed that whenever I went to let the dog out this morning, before I go to work, I turn back and I see that there's like a bundle of papers that are rubber banded to my door, like my screen door. And you always think about it. It's like, oh, okay, what it's going to be like roofing or lawn care or pizza places,
coupons,
right, or something like that. And I'm like, all right, well, let's take a look and see what this is. And I open it up and it's like this 3 different packets of paper that are like crudely highlighted with like 3 different colors with arrows pointing in certain places, and it's like scriptures that are highlighted, but then it says like really off the wall type of things after them. Like some of the stuff doesn't even really make sense. It looks like a lot of stuff like it was cut and pasted from like the internet. And I'm not sure who this dude is, but he gives me a real Buffalo Bill kind of or Buffalo Bob feeling. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
it puts the lotion on its skin.
if you're
type
out
shit.
there, let us know who you are. We'll have you on the show.
Yeah, we would love to actually talk to you. If anyone, I actually posted his picture on my Facebook page. If anyone knows who that old man is that is posting or rubber banding creepy shit to my door,
I'm actually a pretty good sketch artist, so I'm thinking about drawing it myself, posting up
yes, please do.
things around the Oakville area to try to get him on the show so we can figure out what's wrong.
If you guys have any clues, please, send over your thoughts or whatnot to this creepy guy at Facebook.com.
Facebook.com.
Oh my gosh.
Facebook.com. And my only guess that you got that, and no one else received that letter, right? Did you not see it anywhere else?
No. So the craziest part about the story is that he literally. So I have my buddy that lives with me, right? So he leaves and goes to work, and not even like 3 minutes after he leaves, like this car pulls down the street, around the cul-de-sac, parks in front of my house, and then gets out of his car and comes up and then posts this creepy highlighted packet of nonsense on my door, and then he casually walks back to his car and then just takes off up the road like it's the most normal thing in the world. Now this says some pretty ridiculous stuff. It's got
Yes,
like
it does.
government conspiracy, and it's got like stuff. It's got really just disturbing wordage in it. You know what I'm saying? And like some stuff's bold, some stuff's not. Like it feels like a real like Zodiac killer kind of like note. I just feel like I had left on my door today.
I think maybe not everyone was as excited for David Howard Thornton's
Possibly. Let's
the
put it this
way-
way. If I offended anyone on my podcast and you are thinking of murdering me,
considering we
please
had
don't.
we had a gentleman who is really a comedy guy who does horror movies, and somehow we are
Have I been targeted? I don't know, guys. There
Somehow
may be a
we're-
movie made about me. I think there's who knows. Like if you're
We're
friends with me on
inviting-
Facebook, we'll post it to the page later just to make the story whole.
Yeah.
So you can understand how weird it was, and I even posted some pictures of like the thing. I've had Jehovah's Witnesses come to
Right.
the house, right?
Yeah.
I've had people leave things at my door before,
Right.
But this by far takes the cake. Like I seriously think this dude wants to wear my skin. Either that, or you've been making me watch too many horror movies. I don't know.
So light complected. I don't
know.
know why you do that, but no, that's weird. But for horror movie aside, some people are like, well, when you watch those things, you invite demons, or you're promoting that. It's like it's really not. It's just
not.
movies.
Yeah.
It's we had David on as
It's all
to hear,
smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, I wanted to hear how everything happened, what he does, what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a shot for us to promote
Negativity
decapitations
or-
in movies.
yeah, no.
I mean, we want to help David. If anyone hasn't seen it, to
Yeah.
watch it for him.
If you haven't heard the voices alone, like
Oh
I
my
said,
God, he's so good.
The guy who's known with his career for doing things with his voice, with being on the musical of How the Grinch Stole Christmas and all that stuff. This is like an off the wall like character for him, and talking to him, he's like one of the most normal people in the world.
Genuine, down to earth guys, who's just kind of riding this wave of what his character has become. And he's a comedy guy doing his the voiceovers. I think he could do really well with that. But some people, I think, I don't know really what he was going for with that. But
so first of all, who is this old man is the first question. Two, how in the hell does he know where I live?
That's
even
another
creepier.
one.
All right, now I need to stop watching horror films because I'm starting to get even more creeped out. But
oh man,
and then I'll actually flip through page by page and post more of actually what this creepy guy left at my door.
It is impressive, yeah.
And no, he was not a Jehovah's Witness because he wasn't wearing any ensemble. He was in like a white T-shirt and like I think some jeans or something like that. So
maybe he was dressed down today.
Who knows? Maybe it was a little hot out.
Casual Thursday.
Any Hooser, what's it?
Any Hooser.
It's a little disturbing. Mm-hmm. All right, so honestly, guys, if you're watching, if I turn up missing in the next 48 hours or so, and there's questions of where I am, please revert back to picture or post that I put on Facebook of creepy old man.
Right. I also have to walk to my car tonight in the dark. So
we'll send someone.
I will be tough to kidnap. I can imagine that lifting me. Hopefully, his car is low. Because boosting me up to get me in somewhere is going to be tough, even for myself on my own.
You think that's something people think about, or you think they just like put a dart in someone's neck and they're like, oh, shit, we're not going to be able to take this guy.
I'm going to need help. We're going to have to wait a second.
Then you have to go home and tell the embarrassing story about how you almost got abducted.
I almost got abducted, but I was too big. I was too fat to be abducted, but hey.
It's like fantastic. You weren't abducted, and you're like, it's because I was too fat.
Yeah. I almost feel bad that you couldn't be abducted because you can't be put in the vehicle to be taken away.
So you're telling me, like, right now, like, let's say that, like, aliens come down, right?
Yeah.
And they use that beam of light, and it comes to pick you up.
And you fall back down.
Do you think there's problems?
There's got to be some type of super force. They might have to hit an extra button. Maybe there's an extra button for a weight limit to boost you back up.
Oh my goodness!
But we'll see.
That's funny.
Whoever wants to kidnap me, I guess good luck. I don't know. You might want to bring help, or some type of carrying device.
I'll tell you what, man. Wherever that's a crazy topic, man.
We just went off completely.
I know. Got me all sidetracked and whatnot. But hey, let's talk about Starlink. I've been wanting to talk about Elon Musk puts up 500 in the past year satellites into space to give internet to places that can't get internet currently.
Interesting guy.
And I just signed up to beta test it.
I feel like you guys have talked about him every week, and I've learned more and more because I didn't know a whole lot about him.
Yeah.
But he's doing something interesting every week.
He is. And the crazy thing about him is that it's not like he's like a multifaceted guy. Like he has a lot of, I'd say, I mean, he dabbles in so many things. Like he's got the company that makes the like flamethrowers and all that stuff too. So that's pretty cool.
I actually saw a picture of him today, and it said Elon Tusk.
Elon Tusk.
And it was him as the walrus,
oh my gosh.
if you will.
Send
his
that to
face,
Nick, please.
I will.
Send that to
his
Nick,
face
please.
with, the walrus look. If you haven't seen Tusk, and we've never talked about it before.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It was a very interesting photo. I'll send that to Nick when I get some time.
Well, let's throw this out there. If you are interested in being a beta tester or potentially even signing up for the early prelims of the Starlink program, you can actually go to their website. Boomer actually just linked it. Thank you so much. You can actually sign up, and if you're especially in an area where that you can't get internet easily, you should absolutely be signing up to beta test this because as soon as it goes live, if you're able to get even 10 to 12 meg internet in places where normally it's 1 to 2, then it's definitely for someone like me who does IT in those places. I would love this to be a thing to have a fast internet everywhere because it makes my job go faster.
Yeah.
Right.
And for us, we deal with our job, car sales has really moved to an internet style, Everybody wants to use the internet. They don't really want to talk. They don't really want to come in all the time. So internet is very important. And a lot of times we're lagging just because we've got so many people online. So anything to help that is always a good thing, I think.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. In other news too, so I think we've talked about some of these before, but this is DoorDash. DoorDash pretty much just brings groceries to you, correct? Mm-hmm. They don't actually go and bring like fast food to you. That's more of the other one, like the Uber Eats and stuff like that. So DoorDash itself, during at least the pandemic, obviously had a spike in business. Can you believe that they are a $16 billion company?
God, it's crazy.
DoorDash.
I can't get
We will hire people to go and grocery shop for you. and now we are worth $16 billion.
Now, granted, I don't grocery shop, and I'll tell you why. Because I'll just buy random shit. I'll buy beef jerky.
Right.
I'll buy things I'll never eat. But and my wife actually hates it because I'll just put shit in the cart that I see, and I'm like, this looks good, and I just throw it in there. So I've actually earned my way out of not going to the grocery store.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes you have to be there, though, because, like, you don't know you want it until you walk past it.
Right.
And it says that it's, like, 3 for this.
The worst thing is when you're hungry at the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, God, I just want everything.
Well, that's always a bad idea to go to the grocery store whenever you're hungry.
Exactly. So, thankfully, I don't even have to go anymore. Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
No more grocery trips. I go for beer.
Yeah, that's it. I think that DoorDash will go get you beer as well, too. God. You just have to show an ID whenever they drop it off. Or I just made that up.
They're just eating. A lot of people are just eating this up, not having to go places. I mean, I know it. You might feel unsafe and things like that, but get out there and do something. Go somewhere.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah. If you
Enjoy your life,
mask,
damn it.
that's fine. Get out there and live.
I agree.
Sure.
I agree. So, hey, let me ask you this. What do you think about those Lime scooters?
Weren't they being, taken and things like that, or people were...
Well, there was a South Park episode where, Mr. Mackey was like, these darn scooters scooting all over the place.
Okay.
Scooting. It was funny. It was brought to light there, I think, because people were, stealing them or just getting rid of them because they were, tired of being there. But they're actually... I don't know about you guys. I'm 36 years old. I don't know if I should be on a scooter, an electronic scooter at this point.
Anything small that would require me to sit on or be on is probably not a good thing.
Because, you're standing on those things.
Yeah,
so,
and I imagine if I hit a rock or something like that, I wouldn't be in good shape. I mean, I'm not in good shape to begin with, but I would be in really bad shape if I fell off.
Well, hey, congratulations. If you are a teenager or a child and are working in the workforce, Lime Scooters has subscription service, which includes daily and monthly passes that will allow you to take yourself all around this beautiful St. Louis city.
Yeah. That's very cool, though.
Could you imagine? So, I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on it. You know what I'm saying? The Lime Scooters are there. You could take them around to and from. I've had a friend, won't say her name, has fallen off of one. Probably shouldn't have been on one in the first place. But still, I can't think of one time I've ever walked past one and been like, man, I'm going to get one of these scooters. Get me where I'm going faster.
What is the policy with that? What if you get hurt?
Is
that your problem?
I don't know.
I was just wondering.
If anyone knows, let us know.
Yeah.
We're curious.
I haven't been on one
what is
yet,
the deal
and
there?
I probably won't be. But I'm curious if you fall off, what happens then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Justin Jacobsmeyer also said DoorDash delivers restaurant food and then Instacart does groceries. So Thank you for calling that out.
There you go.
So I appreciate the distinguishment between the two. I knew there was a difference between some of those, but still. Mm-hmm. But yeah, going to get restaurant food and bringing it to you and having it even be that many $16 billion business because of that. That's huge. I mean, that's huge.
I'd rather just go get it. I mean, honestly, I'll just go get it. It doesn't bother me. But, some people are still whatever about what's going on. I get it. So.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah. In the riot news, did you hear the crazy news about this lady that burned the 2 police cars?
After you told me, yeah. I didn't even know that happened.
So this woman burned 2 police cars in Philadelphia, and she had her face covered, and she was ID'd by the tattoo on her arm and an Etsy review for a T-shirt.
That's terrible.
Only in America.
Only in America.
Will you get acquitted for a crime because of an Etsy review that you had with a T-shirt that showed your tattoo. Fantastic. Fantastic.
It's terrible. Interesting world we live in.
It is. Yeah. Now, this next news that I'm going to give to you is a little sharp, and I think that people will probably take this one harsh. At least I know that the family of this person is taking it at least harsh. Mm-hmm. Ford is releasing a new Bronco. Okay? Now, everyone knows, if you're watching Ford, what do you think of whenever you hear Ford Bronco, right? O.J. Simpson,
O.J.
right?
Simpson.
Okay, you got the O.J. Chase. Ford will actually release a new Bronco on July 9th, which is actually O.J. Simpson's birthday. Is that ironic? Do you think that was a coincidence?
I think it was. It's probably hope that it's a coincidence, but I think that's pretty interesting that it falls on his birthday.
Yeah.
I almost bought a Bronco once.
The sister of Nicole Brown Simpson says, are you kidding me? There may have been an expletive in between there as well, too, but I'm not sure. But, let's be serious here. If there's someone like the OJ case that everyone remembers, growing up, the OJ case was all over the news.
I would think marketing might have tried to look that up maybe first, and then maybe we'll just go one more day.
Or maybe somebody was like, yeah, maybe this will fly by.
Maybe no one will notice.
Maybe no one will notice. So, yeah, the new Bronco's coming out on O.J. Simpson's birthday, which is just real classy from you guys.
Classy.
But you know what? They can do it.
Why not? They got money.
Yeah. Sorry about that to the Brown family.
It's probably just, unfortunately, they'll probably just roll over,
No, they will.
Quickly.
No, they will. I'm just saying, like, how do you work for Ford and then release a Bronco, which was clearly known in that whole like car chase, and then they're going to release the new one on OJ's birthday?
I think I saw them selling that OJ's Bronco on what's that Pawn
Stars?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, I think that's a real thing. They tried selling it on.
I didn't even know Pawn Stars was still on.
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. Maybe we'll look that up on YouTube eventually. But
interesting.
Pretty sure somebody tried to sell OJ's Bronco.
I know that someone tries to sell OJ's everything because he had to liquidate all of his goods when he was in like the court system. Because I think after he was
OJ's pants,
after he was not guilty on the whole case of murder or not acquitted, then he ends up going and like with a mob of people breaks in and robs these people that like stole, like had his rookie helmet or jersey or something like that. I don't remember, something stupid like that. Real classy move. Real classy move. So I mean, it's I don't. We talked hot dog eating contest earlier.
Yeah, we did.
There's another one that comes up on the 4th of July, right? The Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Hot dog.
Do you watch it?
I think I have a few times, but it's just kind of like,
I mean, I'm always in Florida whenever it's happening.
If I want to see people eat like that, I'll just go to Golden Corral or something. So I don't really know what the point is of watching people smash hot dogs. You can see the same thing at a buffet or.
Yeah.
I know that's, as a big guy, I'm just saying, you're hating on that. No, I'm not really. I mean, buffets are similar to hot dog eating contest if you've been to.
Yeah.
Golden Corral.
Hey, real quick.
Country buffet.
It was on sale in 2017. O.J. Simpson's white Bronco was on there. Thank you, Kevin, for posting that.
There you go.
Courtney also said that she bet it was a ploy to get people to talk about the Bronco. I could see that as well, too.
Yeah.
And Justin Jacobsmeyer says, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit.
Must acquit.
And that is true.
That is true.
I mean, everyone knows that that's the Chewbacca defense. Ladies and gentlemen of the supposed jury, this is Chewbacca. Now, Chewbacca is a Wookiee from the planet Kishi. For those of you who haven't seen that, please boomer post that, the Wookiee defense from the South Park episode, because that is fantastic as well, too.
That's good.
And I could go through the whole thing, but I don't want to.
I think you can. I
don't want to go over the top.
It's just me and you.
Why? Why would a Wookiee, an 8-foot tall Wookiee, that does not make any sense. No, I love that show. It's fantastic. But hey, Nathan's hot dog eating contest is actually still going to be taking place this year on the 4th of July, with apparently some sort of safety procedures. They're going to hand sanitize all the hot dogs before they're eaten. They're not really going to do that.
There's a pause there. I think we're going to antibacterial those.
They're not going to.
Then you got to eat them. Yeah. Right after that.
You do. That's how. That's the math on that. That's how you got to do that.
You got to take those wieners.
So, take those wieners. Damn right.
I mean, you have to.
Hey, so speaking, let's go to some other food places that are actually opening up soon. There's a place called Chicken Out. Have you seen that?
I have not.
New place that's opening up in the Del Mar Loop.
Very cool.
They're apparently putting a spin on the chicken sandwich.
Ooh, I love a chicken sandwich.
How many ways can you have your chicken sandwich?
I'm not really sure how many ways you could have it. I'm thinking I had Popeye's chicken sandwich. It's really good. Have you had it?
I don't get caught up in the hype of those.
I don't know what it was. I thought.
You know what? I mean, a chicken sandwich to me is just a damn chicken sandwich. Like, if people are like, this chicken sandwich is to die for, I would just eat it and be like, yeah, it's pretty tasty. But like, I don't kill people for food.
Well, that's where me and you are not on the same page.
You heard it here,
is
folks.
Good. It is good. If you haven't had one, it is. I think it's better than Chick-fil-A. Just throwing that out there.
I mean,
that was a big ordeal at one point.
I know it was, because Chick-fil-A is known of having like kind of the premier chicken sandwich for a long time.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's be serious here. There's always going to be another place that's going to be like, we've got the new best chicken sandwich, and then everyone's going to go and try it and be like, there's
mayo and a pickle on it. I mean, how crazy can you get?
Deep fried.
Maybe buffalo chicken, I guess you could do, which is what my wife orders everywhere we go.
But how many creative spins could you put to the chicken sandwich? because that's what this place is going to do. This Chicken Out place. So if I'm going to go there and they're going to be like, "Hey, what would you like to eat?" and I'm like, "Do you mean which chicken sandwich do I want?" Is that what? Is that?
Are
what
there
kind of
any
place
other
it's gonna
options besides the chicken sandwich?
be? Right.
I mean, there's Raising Cane's. You can only get chicken there.
I know. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I think this is primarily a joint that's going to be selling just chicken sandwiches. Interesting. I don't know. Is it going to work? Can you fight that market?
I'm a burger guy too. I mean, I'll probably try it out.
Yeah.
Either way.
I am more of a burger guy myself.
Yeah. And we got a lot of good burger joints in St. Louis.
Yeah. What's your favorite burger joint in St. Louis?
Man, there's some good ones. I would put Stacked is up there. Stacked STL.
Yeah.
I love Seamus McDaniel's, even though theirs is real simple.
You ready to laugh at mine?
O'Connell's.
Burger Brothers out of the casino.
It's actually really good.
Really good.
Yeah, it is good.
Really good. But you wouldn't think like, oh yeah, the casino. Like, no, Burger Brothers is really good.
They got a good burger there.
Yeah. So I would say that now I'm going to tell you the best cheeseburger, the best burger that you can possibly get, or at least that I've ever had in my life is, maybe it's the environment, maybe it's because of where I'm at, when I'm at, but when I'm in Florida here in 2 weeks, there's this little beach bar called Sandbar Bill's. Oh, they make like this cheeseburger is to die for. I hope with all of the safety measures that they're still like full grilling and everything's good to go as far as that goes, because I'm ready to eat like about 7 to 10 of them cheeseburgers.
My brother's in Florida right now, and he just said the worst part is the seating's limited.
Yeah,
and you get a lot of people who are still going down there.
Yeah,
and it's just a wait for. I mean, if you don't get out by 4 o'clock or so, you're going to wait hours just to eat.
Really?
So
that's
it's
good
kind
to
of
know.
become that. A little heads up there for my brother who's out there having fun.
No, that's actually a good point. Now, I go to Florida, and always for the 4th of July, obviously, we have like a firework display. Mm-hmm. I know that down here, they normally have like, was it the VP Fair that normally happens?
Yeah.
Also, there's a firework display out of St. Charles that they're doing. I believe it is. You'll be able to celebrate Independence Day on the banks of the Missouri River in St. Charles with the fireworks display. Although Riverfest is canceled, the fireworks are not.
Really?
Yes. So I read an article about that. So they're still trying to bring some sort of festivities or anything like that to light, just with the fireworks.
Anything like that's going to feel good.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's for the people. I mean, right now, people have not been out of their house. So I think it's something that's kind of important for them to do.
I agree. It's good.
Now, we have some music stuff going on. Actually, Nick sent out, since he's not here today, he's actually at the Marc Rebillet concert, having a good time, the drive-in concert, actually.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Let me see. We might give him a call there. But what kind of music have you been listening to lately, Mark? You know what?
With summer being around, I've been really into Sublime. Been doing a lot of Sublime lately, you know, and then I'll throw 311 in on there and The Urge. They kind of make me feel like summer reggae rock vibes. I just get that feeling from them. And then I've been really big into Deftones stuff lately. I just
man, I'm a huge Deftones fan.
Somebody put. I read a thing about like the top 10 Deftones albums, and
you posted that live.
I posted a live version of what song was that?
Shut Up and
Drive.
Was it Shut Up and Drive?
I think it might have been.
I can't remember, but it was like on Conan.
Yeah, it was like 1996. But I think I went back and kind of revisited the self-titled.
Okay.
I think it's the one with Minerva on it.
Okay.
And kind of went back to that, and I felt like I never gave that album a shot, and I think it's so good.
Yeah.
So I'm a big Deftones fan. Of course, White Pony.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love
for Adrenaline's real good. And all that.
I'd say on White Pony, I think Passenger is one of my favorite songs.
With Maynard.
Yeah, dude, Maynard's voice is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like me and Tony Mariani. If we get a chance, it always seems like that song comes on our playlist when we're out drinking or doing something. So we're
dude, I'll pause and just let that one vibe for a while, man. I like Passenger. I mean, Maynard and the Deftones. I mean, you really can't.
Yeah, really nobody sounds like Chino.
Yeah, we were actually speaking of Chino. Do you remember the song "Wicked"?
So I looked that up,
Korn?
Downloaded it.
Yeah. So did I introduce that to you? Is that the first time you'd ever heard it?
I've heard it probably before, but it's been so long. That was 96, I think.
Oh, yeah, it was an old track.
Yeah, old Korn song, and I went down to
Chino kind of rapping to it.
Yeah, and I went to Heavy Riff, and me and a buddy were Sean Lawrence, who's always chiming in, is a big Deftones Korn guy.
Yeah.
And I put that on, and he was like super into it. He goes, "Oh my God, I haven't heard the song forever." I'm like, "Well, Kyle brought it up on a show." And like, I got to listen to it. So,
it's really fantastic.
Good. Yeah.
Real quick, Carl Williams says Popeyes is pretty good. He goes, "It is a big, healthy hunk of filet," is what he says. Derek Munster says the chicken sandwich craze started in the cafeteria of Oakville Senior High with spicy chicken.
Those were a big deal,
and
man.
A ton of ranch. They were a big deal. That was
good.
That was actually, Derek Munster hit it right in the head. That was where the first hype happened, because if you didn't get the lunch fast enough, then they might have ran out of spicy chicken.
Might be out of the spicy chicken there.
I remember that. Yeah. Nick Axie says no beef, only chicken. Gavin Clark says chump. What's cracking it, mother effer?
What's up, dude?
Hell yeah, Gavin. Like the energy there.
Yeah.
We have Kevin Gutnick says that our boomer, who's not here with us tonight, says Tucker's has an amazing burger. Tucker's does have a good burger.
Forgot about Tucker's. They do have a good burger. Forgot about that one.
Yeah. Courtney threw out Max. You can't forget about Max. Local Eats. Wyatt Fleischman, what's up, buddy? I'm glad you're tuning in. Says 5-star burgers. Is that here local, or is that something that's out in Indiana? Let me know.
I think there was one in Kirkwood, but I don't think I ever went.
Really?
I don't think I've ever been.
Okay. All right.
But I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'm a burger guy, so.
Carl Williams says any place that offers soft cheddar cheese with their burgers. Yeah, I agree. I like some good cheddar.
Tucker's does the pub cheese you can put on there.
Yeah.
That's a good. I forgot about that. That's a good
we were talking about music a second ago. Boomer's saying that Sublime has been on repeat with them. They're actually visiting some family, I think, down in Texas somewhere. So they've got a nice long road trip. So plenty of music being listened to there.
It's one of those bands where you just hear one song, and it puts you right back in their mood. And then you have to visit all their old shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you just have to.
And this is funny too, because this happened to me recently with System of a Down.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I mean, you hear like one hit song from System of a Down, and you have to like revisit like almost every album, and like just so many good ones.
That's what happened with Deftones too. Kind of talking about the Korn, and I'm like, I never really gave that album a shot. I actually talked to Matt Carson, and he goes, "That's a great album. Yeah, you should listen to it more."
Yeah,
so
definitely,
a lot of good songs on there.
Well, hey, this live from Lock-In live stream that Nick actually filled us in with is actually from June 19th to June 21st, okay? It's a free live stream, okay?
Interesting.
When you hear some of these names, you're going to freak out. So live music, archival footage, exclusive content, and surprise guest appearances and more. And to tell you the truth, just to give you a little bit of the lineup, we got the Allman Brothers Band, Billy and the Kids, the Black Crows, Charles Bradley, Colonel Bruce Hampton and Friends. We've got, let's see here, Preservation Hall, Fishbone. Let's see, Government Mule's going to be there. Let's see, we've got, there's so many people on here. David Shaw, but not the one that I know. We've got the highlights are going to be Humphreys McGee, Wolfpack, Lettuce, The Revivalists, J-Rad, Andy Frasco's Saturday Night Dance Party. Also, Quadruple P will be there as well.
Yeah.
You can't forget about Pigeons playing ping pong.
Yeah, I like that.
And dude, Lettuce, man.
I've never listened to Lettuce.
Lettuce is a good jam band, man.
I'll check
you
them
need
out.
to check it out.
I will check them out.
But that's Lock-In live stream June 19th through 21st of this year. So check it out and listen to some of these live performers or people that are putting up some of their archival footage up there, just so that way, since we've had a little bit of a downtrodden year as far as music festivals and concerts with everything getting canceled.
Right.
So it might be cool to see some of your favorite people do some music that you like.
Allman Brothers, very interesting there.
Yeah. The Allman Brothers are good.
Allman Brothers.
Now, I actually do Leonard Skinner a lot whenever I'm bored. Like I said, I talked about like Bill Withers and stuff like that as too. I think that in this time with being at home and with the craziness that's going on, anything kind of like feel good music, Sublime, people are going to. People are going to Bob Marley, like. Yep. It's
for
cool.
The positivity, things like that.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is be listening to like death metal in your house, when you can't leave, and then just.
I mean, I listen to that.
Like I hate the world. real dark, like goth style.
Yeah, black metal show. Stuff like that.
Now I'm not opposed to it. I'm not saying that it teach their own,
but it's not. Really,
I'm just saying it's not like I wouldn't sit here and listen to a Tool album over and over and over and over and over again and listen to Maynard, dissect himself each album. And then feel like an addict at the end of it whenever I'm done, because I mean, it is deep music, man.
It is.
There's some that you shouldn't. There's some that you should dabble in, but there's some that you need to get off onto something different. I think every once in a while.
And I'm a huge Radiohead fan, but I'll tell you, if I just kept listening to them over and over, I might just bury my head in the ground, just because it's pretty depressing. But I love them. It's like it's can be kind of sad.
Yeah,
a lot of their stuff's kind of depressing, but.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Everybody has their own thing. I love 80s music. It's always upbeat.
Yeah, it
Big
is.
80s music guy. You know, I know it's kind of weird.
Do you remember the episode where we talked about the video that Shay and actually Boomer made, where they did the "You Want to Dance with I Want to Dance with Somebody," where basically she had all of their friends send in a short little like video clip of them dancing or lip syncing to it.
That's
and then
cool.
she spliced it all together and made it a music video of all of her friends doing like their own thing from it.
That's
It's really cool.
I like it.
Boomer, I know you're out there.
Yeah.
Link that up again because I think that would be cool for people to see because
That's very cool.
Shay put a lot of work into that, and I think that turned out really good.
Yeah, I would check it out. I want to see it now.
So what have you been watching lately, man? I hate I'm scared to ask you this question just because it's like
You
going to be
always
something
ask.
just absolutely disturbing.
The guy could be standing outside the window right
might
now
be.
listening to what we're going to talk about. But I watched that night we left here. I went and watched Maniac, which is an old school horror movie from
You said
the 80s.
Christopher Lloyd's in that?
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't even know who the hell's in it. It's definitely an early horror movie. I don't even know if there's anybody, you know, in the 80s there were so many horror movies made that they were just using whoever didn't have a
Sure.
job or anything
Right.
like that. But it was really interesting. It's got a lot of praise in the horror community for like a slasher and things like that. There's some really rough kills in that movie, but I watched that. I watched, I mentioned Clown to you, so I kind of went back
Clown
and
actually looks
revisited
interesting
that.
to me. So concept of that is a guy. He's doing there's a birthday party for his kid.
Correct.
His clown doesn't show up.
Clown doesn't
and
show
then
up.
he ends up finding like in the attic or something like that.
He's actually a real estate guy, and he finds this chest with this clown suit
right,
and decides to dress himself up.
and then perform for his
for his
son's
son.
birthday.
And
But
there's a little twist with that outfit. It happens to be
cursed or
hundreds of years old
Yes.
and belonged to a demon that was, possessed in that clown suit. And he basically gets to the point where he can't get it off.
yeah,
It's basically morphing to his body, and he's turning into the monster that
right,
wore it last.
right. That's
So,
crazy. It looked. I'm not gonna lie to you. It has that kind of like wholesome feeling to it, where like, oh yeah, I'm doing this
Yeah.
for my kid's birthday, and then all of a
Starts
sudden
off
you start to
real
see
wholesome.
what he does, and you're like,
Yeah.
holy shit! What
If
the hell
anyone
is
knows
going on?
anything about Eli Roth,
Always
it's Hostel,
Yeah.
Green Inferno. He did this one. He's done a lot of crazy stuff, and this one goes right up there. So it's pretty messed up. But other than
That's
that,
crazy, man.
watched the home run thing multiple times.
Yeah.
Just a flashback.
Do you have Disney Plus? I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I do have Disney Plus.
So there's a movie on there called Artemis Fowl. Okay. It's based off of a series of books, I believe, is what it ended up being. I just started it, and then I got pulled away from it just because of having to work or do this or that and whatnot, and people tell me about it. So I'm always trying to watch as much as I can. Artemis Fowl, from the get-go, I would tell you, I mean, honestly, it's going to be a visually stunning movie. It's got a
this
cool
come out?
concept to it. I want to say it just came out within the last month or so.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very cool kind of special effects movie as well. And it had kind of that kind of Harry Potter kind of feel to it or vibe to it. Not as far as like the magic side of it.
Right.
There's some like mystical stuff that's going on there, but just kind of like how I feel like it's going to be a good movie.
I've never seen one of the Harry Potter movies.
You haven't seen any of the Harry Potter movies?
Or let's keep going. I've never seen a Lord of the Rings.
You haven't seen Lord of the Rings? All right.
Where else
First of
can we
all,
go?
you need 9 hours of your life to set aside, okay? And you need to
I
watch
know.
the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I know.
And then you need to come back around and watch The Hobbit.
Yeah. No, and
'Cause I know you haven't
what
seen
else
that because it
haven't I
wouldn't
seen?
make sense. Well, I mean, you could have watched The Hobbit without watching Lord of
I
the
haven't
Rings.
done
but
Blazing Saddles still either. That's on the menu.
You've got to,
But I found Maniac and Clown.
yeah, right. I mean, I know where you're always looking in, like
I
you're
mean,
searching like horror, and then like you're
that's,
just looking through that. You can't just always search horror, and then you're always going to get a horror movie.
I
You
know.
know,
I always find
maybe just go through the regular list and then find something that looks
just not
appeasing.
regular, Kyle. Just not. Just not.
Hey, Boomer throws out and says Artemis Fowl is like Men in Black meets Harry Potter. So
Okay.
I that's what the kind of the
Interesting.
feeling that I kind of got off of it as well too. But yeah, no, it seems like it's a good watch if you have Disney Plus and you are bored and you want to check it out. It's definitely worth
Check
watching.
it out. What the hell?
But I mean, other than that, man, I would say I went back to some classics recently. Dewey Cox, Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. I've talked
that
about
in
it
the
before.
theater, I
One of my favorite movies of all time. Like I could eat literally like I would own the album of the soundtrack. It was like that good. The music they did in it was so good.
talked about Kingpin.
Yeah.
What's that recently?
Kingpin. I have watched that recently. Yeah, Big Earn.
Big Earn.
Carl actually says you've never seen Blazing Saddles with 3 question marks. That's a one you're going to have to check out for sure.
I'll have that seen by Monday. Okay,
So-
I'll give you
So he's going to
full
check that
report
out.
on Blazing Saddles. I'll do it.
Yeah, Carl also states that Lord of the Rings is one of the best trilogies ever.
I've heard
I
people
agree.
that
It
aren't
is
even, like,
really well put together.
They're not even really into it originally, and they loved it, and they say it's so well done. You'll get taken by it. So we'll see. I'll give it a shot.
I can agree with him, man. The Hobbit was kind of long and drawn out. Now I see the post there. He says Hobbit sucked. Skip it. But Lord of the Rings, cinematically, I think it just from the first to the third movie just got better. Kept getting better, and it enticed you into it. So yeah, I would say that for sure. And
give it
then
a shot.
Boomer says he just watched that 3 days ago. Which one's that, Boomer? Is that Blazing Saddles or The Hobbit?
I need to watch those. Yeah.
You need to get. I mean, honestly, anything Mel
Mel
Brooks, you need to watch it. Like if you haven't seen any of the History of the Worlds, right? I'm pretty sure he did the History of the Worlds. He did Blazing Saddles. He did so many. Oh, he said Dewey Cox. Yeah, that's.
Dewey Cox.
I could.
It's on Netflix right now, right?
It is, yes. I could literally, like I said, the soundtrack to that is such a funny. Like every song that they did was just hilarious. I think Midget Man, Let Me Hold You, Midget Man. So the dog stops licking your face, I think was the final thought. Oh my gosh. I love it. But no, yeah, good call on that.
John C. Reilly.
But throwback actual movies and stuff like that, just kind of like looking through, I noticed that what is it that I saw in there? They have like Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Are back on there. So like the first
they're
and
all on
second,
there, aren't
but
they?
the third's not?
The third's not. The third was, and the first 2 weren't.
Yeah.
So it's weird. Netflix, I'm not sure what you're doing.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have 1 and 2, you got to have 3 on there at the same time. People are in this like era of binge watching things.
Right. I did all the Lethal Weapons one night.
All the Lethal Weapons.
Yeah, I just did them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
I haven't seen them for a while, so it's just like I'm just gonna do all these Lethal Weapons. I think.
So you've done all the Lethal Weapons, but you haven't done Lord of the Rings.
No.
I mean, it's just. Man, it's just something else,
I
man.
know.
I don't know what to say to that.
I mean, I'll do it.
So
I'll do it, Kyle.
I mean, what other movie is iconic that you would have had to have seen? Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I've seen that.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's just you had to have seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Let's see. You just saw The Fifth Element, which was cool.
That was very good.
That you watched
I like
that. Tombstone.
Yes.
Okay, I mean,
It's one of my brother's favorite movies ever.
I mean, it's one of multiple people's.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Things. Yeah, yeah.
Anything with Kurt Russell that was good, I've probably seen it because I like Kurt Russell a lot. So he's one of my favorite actors. Yeah.
Did you like him in what was it? The Quentin Tarantino one. That was the really long one.
Is that the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, the ones before that. Why can't I think of the name?
Anybody know?
It was the one where they were stuck in the thing, and Samuel L. Jackson there. A bunch of people get shot. It's a gang thing. I don't know. I'll remember in a minute.
I don't know.
We got a
I
couple
love
people.
Tango and Cash.
Tango and Cash.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Tango and Cash.
What about Pulp Fiction?
Okay, so
Courtney's calling you out right now. She says that she
I've
doesn't think that
seen
you've seen Pulp
pieces
Fiction.
of Pulp Fiction, but never the whole thing in like one swing.
Yeah,
I've never seen any of the Kill Bills either, by the way.
those are great movies.
Never seen the Kill
Those you
Bills.
have to watch those. We have real quick while you're thinking. Kathy Tier says binge watching The Sopranos and Deadwood. Those are fantastic. Kathy, I remember when I borrowed Deadwood from you guys the first season to actually watch it. I wish they would have gone further with the Deadwood series, and I know they did a movie recently as well too. So let me know what you think about that if you've seen it.
My wife just did Sopranos. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Carl saying Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah.
Escape from New York, filmed in St. Louis.
Yep,
Shawshank Redemption, Gladiator, Usual Suspects. That's a good call, Boomer. Usual Suspects is a fantastic movie, dude.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh man,
if I have, it's been a long time.
One of the Baldwins is in there too.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to see that if you haven't seen that, dude. That's definitely
Gladiator and Gangs of New York, I think were my first 2 Blu-ray purchases.
Yeah.
And I bought The Shining right after that. Those were like my first. When the Blu-rays first came out, Gladiator and Gangs of New York.
What about Revenge of the Nerds?
Oh my God, yeah, I own that.
Yeah, you own that.
I own that. I think I have one where it's like all 3. Somehow they made 3 or 4 of those, but I think I have all 3 on a DVD.
What about going to westerns? What about Young Guns?
I have, but it's been a real long time.
That's definitely that. Kathy says she was disappointed in the Deadwood movie. You know what? That
Really?
really makes me mad because I really loved the first two seasons of Deadwood. I wish they would have done more with it at the time, but I feel like they just didn't have the budget to kind of keep going with it.
Right.
So they ended up having to call it off. But then you have like Boardwalk Empire, which to me, Boardwalk Empire is fantastically
Never
done.
watched that.
Scorsese did, I think. Some people said like he did all of them, but I don't think that's true. I think he only actually really directed like the first like couple episodes of the season. I think he had a hand in how the story played out, but I don't think he actually directed every single episode.
Yeah.
So, but it was a really good story to that for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies I haven't. I mean, I'm a big comedy guy, even though I haven't seen Blazing Saddles for some reason.
Oh,
but
man.
comedy wise,
what about Goonies?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, that's one of my favorite movies growing up.
Anything sports, horror, or comedy, I've mostly have seen.
Okay,
but horror stuff, I just go off.
What about Bulletproof?
No,
you've never seen Bulletproof?
No.
How about anybody else out there seen Bulletproof?
Who's Bulletproof?
Bulletproof is with Adam Sandler
okay, I've seen it.
And Damon Wayans.
Okay, yeah, I've seen Bulletproof then.
And that's like one of my favorite quotes from the thing. He's like, he's driving him and he says like, where are you going with this guy? And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, don't mind him. This is my brother. He's a little slow. I'm taking him to Disneyland. And he goes, right, where we go? Adam Sandler is like, Disneyland. And he makes him say it again because he's messing with him. But it was a good movie for what it was.
I love Airheads, by the way.
I like Airheads
That's a great movie with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser.
That was good. I think that as far as the characters that Brendan Fraser and Adam Sandler played, Steve Buscemi in there as well too is one of my favorite. One of my favorite in there. Oh
yeah.
They actually have a signing with Brendan Fraser coming up once all the stuff goes down from the people I get my memorabilia and stuff from. So
that's awesome.
We might be able to get an Airheads autographed thing for that as well too. What other movies you guys got? We have Heroes season 1, and then Stop is what Carl says. We've got A Million Ways to Die in the West is a good one. That was the Seth MacFarlane
That was the one. Okay.
That one was funny. I enjoyed that for what it was. I like Seth MacFarlane's comedy, so I can definitely go with that. So
I'm trying to think if there's anything main, kind of that I should have seen that I didn't.
Arachnophobia.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's like kind of horror.
Okay.
In a sense. So if there's something that's horror related,
Blues Brothers.
I'm gonna go with a no.
Man, if we were the modern day Blues Brothers, you'd be Belushi, man. I'd be Dan. We would make this thing happen. You've never seen the Blues Brothers?
I don't think so. You know what? My dad kind of got me in. I started watching like Coming to America, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Okay,
that was like that.
Uncle Buck,
Great Outdoors. Things
God,
like
I love
that.
John Candy.
I love John
Rest
Candy.
in peace, John Candy. Died too soon.
Way too soon. And then I love Christmas movies. Anything Christmas that's out, I have it.
We have somebody saying anything, the early Happy Madison movies, for sure.
Those are all good.
Sorry, the early Happy Madison movies were all good, yes.
Anything Chris Farley, I was into. Anything early Adam Sandler was good. Jim Carrey. I mean, that's kind of the comedy I like.
Let me ask you this. What did you think about Ridiculous 6? Did you see that, the Netflix original movie?
No, I didn't.
It's got like Sandler and Terry Crews is on there and a couple other people. Oh, man. So I'm not going to lie to you. It didn't get the best reviews. I mean, it's one of those cheesy stories, but I go back and watch certain parts of it and I just laugh so hard on it. Like there's this one part where somebody gets hit with a shovel. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I literally did not expect what happened to happen. And I thought it was a good movie for what it was. But yeah, Ridiculous 6 is definitely a spoof. It's an Adam Sandler Western spoof off of what is the other one that's called like the something 8 or I can't think of the name of that other Western that it was kind of the spoof off of. But
I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, Superbad.
Superbad.
Love that 4-year-old version.
So we're getting
Wedding
back into some more of like those kind of classics there. So what about like Big Lebowski?
Oh, that's a great movie. That's
I
one
could
of my
watch it
favorites.
a million times.
Anytime it's on, Courtney will probably vouch for this. Anytime I see it on, I put it on.
Yeah.
So
I mean you have to. It doesn't matter where you come into
Walter
it. Big
is probably
Lebowski,
one of my favorite characters.
Walter Solchuk is. I mean, probably one of the best characters in that movie, if not the best character. Now, the speech that he makes at Donnie's funeral, whenever he gets the ash, puts the ashes out and it goes back into the dude's face. I mean, that whole speech, I wanted to like read that, I think, out loud sometime for somebody. Man. Yeah. What does this have to do with Vietnam? But no, that was another classic. I'm trying to think back of like any of the Indiana Jones movies except for the last one.
Those.
The Crystal Skull one was garbage.
Yeah. The old ones. Well, my dad would watch these and be like, hey, come here and watch this movie. and I would watch him. So anything he was into, and he didn't like Star Wars. So I can honestly say I've watched 40 minutes of a Star Wars movie, and that's it.
Yes, we have some people help me out here. Thank you. Tyler Johnson says Hateful Eight, which was the movie I was trying to think of earlier. And then Carl says Magnificent Seven, which was the Western movie that they were actually spoofing the Ridiculous Six off of.
And I didn't see that.
So yeah, thank you for helping me out with that, guys. I appreciate it. Kit Wagner says Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is all you need to watch. Music!
That's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
That's a good movie.
Great cast. I'm a huge Hunter S. Thompson fan. I have shirts and I have his autograph around here somewhere as well too. So that, not even to say the memorial piece from his funeral with his, Bill Murray and Kurt Vonnegut and some other people's signature on it, which is like something I hold very dearly to me.
Right. I love Bill Murray.
Yeah. Oh, Bill Murray is fantastic. Now,
Anything
Bill
Murray.
What about, have you seen Where the Buffalo Roam?
No.
Oh man, so that was actually Bill Murray playing Hunter S. Thompson in an earlier movie than whenever Johnny Depp did it in one of Hunter's books called Where the Buffalo Roam.
When was that out?
Oh, in the 80s.
In the 80s.
Late 80s, okay. I want to say, yeah.
Okay.
And the dad from Everyone Loves Raymond.
Oh, yeah.
I believe he was in that as well, too, as the lawyer.
Yeah.
So that was actually, I really enjoyed that. Where the Buffalo Roam is an older movie, but if you're a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas fan, if you're a Hunter S. Thompson fan and you haven't seen Where the Buffalo Roam, Bill Murray knocks it out of the park. It's like him and Johnny Depp, they both get Hunter. They did a great job with that.
There's a lot of movies I need to see, right?
There is a lot.
I'm pissing people off.
You are, yeah. We have Courtney saying Jurassic Park is on a lot too. It is. I agree. That's one that goes up good. Zach Schmidt says, "What you guys talking about?" We're talking about movies right now. Anything cult classics that you like from back in the day? Just bringing them up, starting a little bit of convo about it.
I did watch Road Trip.
Road Trip is a classic, man.
I haven't seen it for so long, and I thought it was so funny. You should come back.
Unleash the fury, Mitch.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
It's going to be a bloodbath. Tom Green is like one of my favorite comedians from early days because he really went over the top with stuff.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, no, definitely. That's
a good one.
Yeah. What about Caddyshack?
Oh my God.
Of course, right? You had to have seen that. We have Joe Schneers says Caddyshack. That's a good call out, man. I love
Caddyshack is so good.
Have you seen actually Year One?
No.
Year One's Jack Black and Michael Cera, and it's actually directed by Harold Ramis, and it's just a spoof on how we all kind of became.
Really?
You've got to watch it. A lot of big name comedians. I feel like it didn't get as much praise as it should have.
What was that movie? I think Boomer mentioned it on here. Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Haven't seen that either.
Oh, that's like a.
So I definitely need to see that too.
It's like a homage to every Steven Spielberg movie that's out there as well too. So yeah, you should definitely see that. Kit says that if you want to ruin yourself, you can watch Gummo, Mark.
Gummo?
Yes, Gummo. Gummo was directed by that one crazy dude that isn't allowed on Letterman. I can't think of his name right now, but he apparently was found in another guest's dressing room stealing stuff out of her purse. So he was asked not to come back. Yes.
Yes. I'll look into Gummo.
You should. Maybe not, though.
Anyone know if that's on Amazon Prime?
Zach Schmidt says, I know it's off topic, but the new Adam Sandler movie, Uncut Gems, is really good, surprisingly, if you've watched it yet. Hey, that's not off topic, man. We're talking movies right now.
That was good.
And good call out. I think Uncut Gems was good. I still have to finish the end of it. But when you're watching a movie and it literally makes you physically feel sick to your stomach.
Because you
can see, because you either know people that have been through that addiction thing with the gambling side of it. It's crazy, yeah, for sure. We have Courtney saying Overboard is good. Yeah, that was an old school
movie.
Kurt Russell. You're a huge Kurt Russell fan,
so
I do remember those. What about any of the James Bond movies? Old school James Bond.
I've seen all the James Bond because of my dad. Really.
Yeah.
Huge James
Bond fan.
Huge.
Yeah.
And Roger Moore, even for back then, he was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
He was funny. So,
Pierce
Brosnan was good, but Roger Moore was kind of like this dry humor that I really liked.
I could see that.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That. And then, of course, you have, Pierce Brosnan coming from Miss Doubtfire. So, I mean, who didn't see that coming?
Let's make this guy Bond.
No, I think those were good movies, though, for, our childhood. I would say, growing up, my grandparents, I remember, VHS tapes, going through them. It was pretty much like Indiana Jones, The Never-Ending Story.
Never-Ending Story.
I mean... I wanted to be a Treyu, I think, back in the day. I have a flying dog that would take me around wherever I wanted to go to.
Try with Buster.
Was it Valcor?
Valcor.
Was the name of the dog?
It was Valcor.
Oh my gosh, man. I'm doing so good.
What else did this is Akbar might remember this. This was our movie. I had it on VHS, was Bachelor Party.
Bachelor Party?
Tom Hanks. Have you seen that?
Was that whenever somebody dies? Like
No.
No, okay.
It's a complete raunchy comedy.
Okay.
Tom Hanks, probably, I want to say that might have been before Big or right after, but I mean, it's like a raunchy.
So he was like really young then.
You got to watch Bachelor Party. Anyone who's seen Bachelor Party, make sure you toss out what you think. But that is really good.
We got someone. We have Carl saying Jerry Maguire. Tyler Johnson says Hot Rod. I love
Hot Rod's good.
That is hilarious. That was introduced to me.
Hot Rod.
I think Joe Masson introduced that to me, and he said it was him and his buddy Tommy's like favorite movie, and I was like, all right, I'll check it out, and I literally laughed throughout the whole thing too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love Bill Hader. Like,
I like Bill Hader too.
I mean, you've got him, you've got Kenny Powers, like
Kenny Powers.
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride.
I mean, that was definitely a fantastic.
Danny McBride actually, I think, is doing. He did the new Halloween with someone.
Did he?
Yeah, because he's a big horror kind of guy too.
Well, he did the Alien movie.
There's like a combination.
Remember? He didn't do Covenant or Prometheus. He was in one of those two. Prometheus.
Yeah,
yeah.
But he's kind of there's like a fine line which is weird between comedy and horror.
Yeah,
it's weird that in some ways it can
and also
together.
sci-fi
and sci-fi, right?
Because then you have like really scary like monsters or aliens, but you're like, no, that's not horror. It's sci-fi.
Right. And you think of funny people getting involved in horror stuff. I mean,
and it's a comedy horror.
I think David is a prime example of someone who is a funny comedy guy, but could adapt to maybe a horror, being creepy, smiling, doing things like that. There, you can make the laughing, the eerie kind of sense, and I think David was able to transcend from comedy to a horror movie easily because of what he can do.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Courtney says, "How about Corky?" Awful movie, yes, indeed.
What about Porky's?
That's a good movie, really good movie.
That's a good one.
Porky's is a good movie. You have Joe Schneer saying Ladybugs. I'm not going to lie to you. I liked Ladybugs, man. I thought it was actually a pretty decent movie. It was kind of like, it was different, for whenever it came out. And
I love Rodney Dangerfield.
I like Rodney Dangerfield
so
too,
good.
even though he gets no respect.
No respect,
He gets no respect. Oh. But no, yeah, keep it coming, guys. I love the interaction right now. Other movies that I would say that we saw. Let's see. Oh, Carl says, "How dare you let that contact high go warm?"
It's gone.
He says it's gone. It's gone. It's empty. Verified.
This is on to the next one.
And on to the next one. Oh, that's what she said. Maybe she meant Porky's. So maybe that's what Courtney meant.
Maybe that's
Porky's.
what she was going for.
I'm trying to think, like, growing up too, like you had like those cheesy movies that you would constantly like go back to. You know what I'm saying? Even though you had seen them a million times and they were cheesy. Major League.
I mean, that wasn't cheesy, but I went back to it all the time.
Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China is one of those kind of like.
I love John Carpenter. He's probably my favorite. Anything John Carpenter does, I'm interested in. So,
yeah.
Even though he's not really doing much anymore, but anything, he did The Thing, The Fog, Halloween, all those, anything John Carpenter did.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, no doubt. So, we have Beckman throws this side, says The Matrix is so awesome. He goes, look at the impact on the directors. And what he means is that it was so fantastic that they actually switched their sex from a male to a female. And now the next Matrix movie that will actually be shot by the Wachowski sisters instead of the brothers. So that's a fun little trivia question for you guys. We brought that up in one of our earlier ones. But the Wachowski brothers that shot the first trilogy of The Matrix are now the Wachowski sisters. So if you didn't know, now you know. Boomer throws out Austin Powers, dude. I love Austin Powers.
It's so
like that's like one of my hands down, one of my
that
favorite.
Stupid humor that you just love.
Yeah. Wyatt says Death to Smoochie is a little known gem. Yeah, I like that too. Get Shorty.
Never seen it.
Oh man, Get Shorty was good too.
I haven't seen all of Fight Club. I've seen part of it.
Oh, you haven't seen all of Fight Club. You need to see Fight Club. There's
movies people have told me.
So you won't be allowed back into my house on Monday unless you've watched the entirety of Fight Club. And there will be a test.
There will be a test.
No, not really. But could you imagine that?
There can be. That's no big deal. I'll take it.
Hey,
no big deal.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm trying to think, man. I feel like there's been so many movies that we've been oversaturated with over the years that we've forgotten about some of these like kind of other cult classic. Like, what
Hidden
about like
gems.
Pitch Black?
Never seen it.
No, you haven't seen that. What about
No Country for Old Men? I loved.
I love No
Thought
Country
that was
for Old Men.
great. Man, there's a lot of. Ooh, there's one I'm thinking of. Jared Leto movie that I really like.
Oh,
Older
like,
one.
Oh, an older one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I own it.
So they
Very
did.
odd movie.
Are you talking about the remake that they did, or the sequel that they made to?
Anybody, Jared Leto, if you know anything, it's going to bug me. I have anything older that he was in. I know Jennifer Connelly's in it.
Okay. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that up. No. We have a couple people saying Surf Ninjas and Three Ninjas in here as well, too. Three Ninjas is like one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid, for sure. Three Ninjas was fantastic.
It's going to bug me.
That was one of those ones, too, that I think when Three Ninjas was on, you could watch it no matter
Three Ninjas
what
was
going
good.
on.
Yeah, I love Three Ninjas.
Yeah, I think I always wanted to be Cole, but my brother told me I had to be Tum Tum because I was a little chubbier whenever I was younger.
Yeah, I've kind of always been that way.
Lord of War is
Requiem for a Dream.
Ooh, Requiem for a Dream. Why'd you have to bring that up?
Movie. Because I like weird shit.
No, that is a good movie. I mean, they're Carl says Lord of War. That's a fantastic movie. I like that. That's Nicolas Cage, I believe, movie before he like started taking every film offer that he would do.
He's doing sci-fi horror now. That Color Out of Space.
Yeah, I know
that's
you sent me that.
Interesting film.
But Requiem for a Dream is like watching the decomposition of of the human mind of an addict. And like literally throughout it, and it's got Marlon Wayans in it. Yeah. It's got I can't remember the other female role that was in that, but Jennifer that Connelly was a really weird, really weird movie. And it's like the way that they shot certain scenes makes you like sick to your stomach. Kid knows what I'm talking about that as well too.
Psychological drama film.
Yeah, Beckman says Kids. Yeah, Kids falls in line with Gummo. If you've got time and you want to disturb your mind, then watch Gummo and Kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Casper the Dopest Ghost. Let's see here. Best movie from the mid 2000s. I feel like there was a lull in good movies then. You might be right, man.
Mid 2000.
Yeah. I mean, you're
a long time ago.
It was.
It's like 15 years.
My thing though is like it's hard to like when you say years. Like I can remember years of movies, like a generality of it. Whenever you talk about what movie it is, but if you had to be like, give me a movie from this year to this year, I'd be like crickets.
I know.
Like I can't think of anything
offhand.
Yeah. But I'm thinking like, what's a cult classic? So you guys out there watching, like, what was a cult classic that you had to watch? So Derek Munster says Borat, so that's a good one. Yeah, I definitely a very quotable still to this day as well. Yeah. We have Airplane. That's a good classic as well too.
Great movie.
Napoleon Dynamite's thrown out there. One. I like Napoleon Dynamite. I
liked Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. So the old school fighting movies. Yeah. What about Karate Kid?
Karate Kid was good. Yeah.
We got True Romance.
I loved Mortal Kombat when I was a kid, when that came out.
Mortal Kombat was a cool movie.
It was really cool when it first came out.
Now, you know what I really loved? I loved the live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
Yeah.
Even the third one, I don't care. People are like, oh, yeah, they went back in time. And you're like, damn right they went back in time.
Casey Jones.
They kicked some ass back there, too.
Did.
Beckman says Gleaming the Cube. We got Benchwarmers, fantastic movie.
Benchwarmers is good, yeah.
And then we have another. He says, hey, how often do you have two Carls in a podcast? Never, until now. Carl Mason Collier says that. So we got Carl Williams and Carl Mason Collier going back and forth. We got Tyler Johnson saying Naked Gun. I mean, Leslie.
Oh, those are so good.
Nielsen is like a brilliant comedic genius.
Yes.
I mean, for the slapstick comedy, for like just the stupid comedy aspect of it, I absolutely loved like the Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Carl says Inception. Anything Nolan.
Inception was good.
Anything Nolan though, I mean, I would definitely watch.
That was good.
I'm ready to watch Tenet. That's the new movie that's coming out, which looks really incredible. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Any of the Hangovers, Courtney says as well too. Yeah, those are classics.
I can watch those whenever.
Office Space or Beavis and Butthead Do America. Beavis and Butthead Do America. I feel like it's one that falls in line where whenever it's on TV, you can just kind of watch it wherever it's at.
You have to.
Yeah. Those are the damn boys that have been whacking it in my tool shed.
Damn it, Bobby, what the hell?
And Office Space 2 was a classic, but yeah, man.
Office Space was good. Very good.
When I hear the name Carl, I think of the French fries, shakes, and the Giants. That's funny. All right, Beckman.
Just, Carl, good to see you.
Carl, so good to see you. That's funny.
Billy Madison.
We could continue to go on the movie thing all night, but that was fun. Let's talk some sports here for a little. We got some topics we're going to talk about.
Sports going. Get carried away there.
We got a little. I wouldn't say carried away. I just think that's fun. That's a topic you can. Yeah, Carl says Gone in 60 Seconds as well too.
A great movie. Anytime that's on, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
So, and
better time for Nicolas Cage's career.
Well, yeah, it was. Now. It was a good time for his career at that point.
Good in that movie.
Yes. So let's talk NBA first. Let's get this out of the way because there's not a whole lot going on. We know that they're resuming back in Orlando at the Disney thing. There's a bunch of apparently rules and stuff like that they're having to adhere to, obviously, to get started back up again. But have you heard about this Aura smart ring?
No. You told me about this before, but I haven't heard anything, actually.
You guys tell me what you think. It sounds like one of those things where you're like scrolling through Facebook and like you see that ad and it's like, this is too good to be true, like type stuff. And you're like, oh, wow. There's apparently this thing called the Aura Smart Ring that will track COVID symptoms with a 90% accuracy. And it also measures your body temperature, your heart rate, and your respiratory functions.
How much is it?
An Aura ring. It doesn't matter. They're giving them to the NBA players. We probably had to pay a lot of money for them.
Yeah, they're probably a lot.
I just don't believe it. Sounds like a gimmick to me.
It does.
You guys let me know what you think about it.
If you're going to buy one.
Yeah, if you're going to buy one, an Aura Smart Ring, I mean, the NBA, at least they're trying to be proactive in it. They're trying to find a way that's going to let somebody know. But, I mean, whenever you got to remember, too, your body temperature raises. Like when you're playing a sport and you're sweating and you're running, like your body temperature is going to raise. Yeah. So what benchmark do they put at for certain people that's body might be able to go to a higher temperature? Right. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're running a fever.
Right. As a large person, I think we're just hotter for no reason at all.
Yeah.
So my temperature's probably more.
Yeah.
I'm probably hotter than anyone.
It might be. Who knows? Well, here's my main question.
My shoes.
Here's my main question. Besides the fact that we'll have a ring that can tell us what our body temperature is and respiratory, who's going to win it in the NBA this year? Back when I see that I got you out there, I see some other people that might be some sports fans that are out there watching tonight. Who is going to take it away in the NBA? Because obviously it's just like with every other sport. We've been on such a break.
Right.
Where it's like, well, who the hell is going to be good? Because, you could say, oh, well, this team's going to be good and that team's going to be good. But there's going to be that like kind of jet lag layover feeling of like, hey, man, we just started up camp again. And now they have to get that momentum going. Like who was hot whenever before the break went and who's going to be able to maybe pick up that pace once they start again?
I would love to see the Bucks win.
Bucks have talent, man.
Yeah, you get the Greek Freak. If it were up to me, if I wanted to pick someone to win, I'd pick the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, I think I want them to go.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers could probably do it.
I do too. Beckman's saying the Lakers. Carl says who cares, but Carl, I get it, man. I'm not going to lie to you.
There are people that do.
Yeah, well, not even that. It's just like I think for me, it's the Last Dance is what kind of revitalized basketball for me.
I think people are more interested. I think I am.
Yeah, I kind of want to go out there. I just want to see somebody take over a game and do that kind of Michael Jordan-esque or Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality and have some fun with it. Yeah,
I think they can too. You might see someone trying to be like.
I'm thinking Lakers are probably going to do it.
My guess, I would put money. Who I think will do it will be the Lakers. Who I want is Milwaukee.
Yeah, I can see that. What do you guys think out there? Mike Beckman says the Greek can't shoot the three. So.
Well, you don't always need to shoot threes.
Well, when you're playing against teams that have high percentage 3-point shooters, then you kind of have to.
Golden State's out.
Well, but still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The Bucks have won 53 games, so someone else is probably shooting threes. Not everyone needs to be out there to shoot threes.
That's true.
You got to have role players. You got to have, guys like him. So I'm not. You win 53 games, you're definitely at least competing.
Yeah.
So first in the East.
The interesting news is too is that they're going to get to see some Zion in the playoffs as well too.
Yeah.
So and with all his craziness that's been going on with him, with saying I accepted money and blah blah blah. There's always a story like that, right? Mm-hmm. First it's Reggie Bush, now it's Zion. I mean,
there's always something.
It's like, come on now.
Yeah, I hear you there.
But who else do you guys think? Who do you got that's going to make? LeBron and AD can pick and roll, can't be stopped.
Bucks are 53-12 when the season ended. So I imagine there's other pieces, and I haven't been as into NBA as I'd like to be. I think I might be more now. But, I have some faith in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They have a good team. 53 wins out of 12 losses. So
Yeah. Carl says he just wants to see some sports.
yeah.
I agree, man.
Well,
I
give me
agree.
something. I'll take NBA.
He also asked, have you ever seen the LeBron James documentary? I have not.
What is that on?
Let us know what that's on. I'd love to check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it.
Carl Mason Collier says, I want to see the Rockets win it. Beckman says LeBron and AD, the pick and roll can't be stopped. Jay Morant in Memphis. I mean, there's some talent there, and I think with the way that they're having to do this bracket, it kind of gives it that college basketball kind of feel to me, right?
It'll be fun.
So I mean, anybody can beat anybody, but I just who knows? It's going to be interesting to see, and I think I will be paying a little more attention to it now because of The Last Dance.
Right.
It got my kind of like love for basketball, like going back.
I loved it like in the mid '90s, but yeah, it's been probably when Kobe was maybe late '90s and the Lakers were kind of doing their thing. Then I kind of started to fall out of it a little.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't like them. that was kind of my time where I got away. And then I watched Golden State because they were crazy and beating teams by like 50 and 60 points.
Right.
So I would watch that. And they were the talk of ESPN. So they were on every night too. Any game, Golden State, they were going to be on TV.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, and to me, like, I mean, going back to my memories, too, is like back whenever Michael Jordan was still playing, and like I watched the Reggie Miller and Indianapolis, Indiana versus Chicago series was crazy. I remember being, I believe,
Reggie
for
Miller
playoffs
was so
or down there or in Indianapolis, whenever there was some good basketball being played that was playoff implications, and you don't find much better of NBA fans or basketball fans than Indiana.
No, a strong following there.
Yeah. So
Big Sean Kemp fan. That's who I liked in the mid '90s. I love Seattle.
So Carl's
that time.
also saying that the documentary is a real good documentary of him coming up through high school. Reminds you of the Jordan documentary. It's called More Than a Game. I'll definitely check that out, Carl. Good call on that for sure. And the other thing too is let me know what you guys think about this. But if you watch The Last Dance, like I felt like they did LeBron James really wrong at the end of that. I mean,
kind of felt that way.
I mean, because and this is just me. Let me know what you guys think. But the debate that people always bring up is always about, is LeBron James better than Michael Jordan? And they compare the two. But that's just the media and it's people, fans that do that comparison. I have not, and then correct me if I'm wrong, but I have not heard of anybody that has shown me anything that shows LeBron James saying, "Hey, I am better than Michael Jordan."
Do you think LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan?
No. I think that he's a fantastic player, but I think from whenever it comes down to the mentality of what the guy can do and make other people around him better. That's what a true leader is. And I think that LeBron, instead of trying to become that guy and go through those seasons of losing, which he did originally with Cleveland, but then he ended up having to go to get his championship.
And the hardest part is he didn't have a lot of help in Cleveland. I will vouch for him a little bit, but he did leave to go get a super team, basically.
Right.
And win titles. And that just, it's kind of tacky.
It's kind of the same way that like you feel about Kevin Durant.
Right.
I mean, and I hate to say that because Durant was like my favorite player in the league. When I loved watching OKC. I loved watching him with Russell Westbrook, with Harden. That was just an awesome little like 1-2-3 that they had there. And to have that team get split up the way that it did is that. Oh yeah. Now, real quick, Beckman saying LeBron is the greatest athlete of all time, though. Oh, hands down, man. The guy is a phenomenal athlete. Like. The problem that I had with the whole thing, just to make sure that this is clear, is that after the Michael Jordan Last Dance series came out, there was a poll that ESPN had that was like, do you think that Michael Jordan or that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan and this and that? And it was a landslide vote for obviously Michael Jordan and all these things. And it was just almost like ESPN was like just putting LeBron on blast.
Yeah.
And then they were breaking it down to like contributions that he made to like, schools and stuff like that. Right. Now, like, let's be serious here. Both of these guys have done so much for their community.
Right.
They've been an ambassador for the sport. I would not say that LeBron has been a bad guy. I've heard he's not a really fun teammate to play with because you don't get the ball that much, right? But that's just something that you have to kind of know your role whenever you are playing for or with a guy that has that much talent.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Scottie Pippen did.
Right.
You know, but he was still a good player around Michael, and he finished when he had to. Everybody did what they had to do, including Steve Kerr whenever it came to making the shot, right?
Yeah.
So
they had roles.
Yeah, they had their roles that they understood that Michael was going to get the brunt of the attention, and they just had to come through and do what they needed to do.
Exactly.
So you don't see that in the common NBA anymore. I don't feel like the closest thing that you could have seen to it was what was it, Toronto last year?
Yeah.
Right. Toronto winning it with Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard.
I love that guy, man.
Yeah.
He's good
to see the Raptors win.
Stating that he wanted to go back home to LA as well too, I think was good for him to win there and then be able to go back home and I don't think that guy should be scrutinized because he did it without that monster team.
Right.
You know?
He really did.
That's the type of athlete that I think that you're gonna hear people talk about down the road as well too, of being like, well, do you remember when Kawhi did it with Toronto?
Right.
You know? And as opposed to, well, do you remember whenever LeBron got traded and made a super team and then they won? You know, there's a difference between those two stories.
Right. LeBron's always going to take heat for that.
Yeah. Let me know what you guys think in that for sure. And then we have Carl saying, let's see, known as Michael Jordan, and Carl saying, watch more than a game and then decide for real. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's
hard for me to put anyone above Michael Jordan.
It's kind of like talking about people with the Wayne Gretzky comparison. You know, I think that the game's changed.
It has changed, right?
So,
but you can't be like, well, what if Gretzky played today? He wouldn't be in the game. Well, I don't know.
I think his hockey.
Gretzky would say probably not, that he wouldn't be as good, but that was then.
Yeah.
There's a time and place for everything. So things
true.
Change. There's going to be great players of each, but still, I'm still pro Michael being.
I am
one.
too, but the thing is, like,
the fact LeBron's not
right, but the fact that we have to be, you know, it's kind of like the American way. It's like who's better? We have to know. Someone has to be the best at something, right? And it's like, who really gives a shit?
Right.
Like, they're both great players. They both done a lot of fantastic things for their community. They've both had fantastic accomplishments for themselves, and they've carried themselves well. So, like, I mean, are they both? I hold them very highly in both regards.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit here.
There,
yeah, and Kobe's the same way too. I mean, it's you can't have these guys up there and say these are the three best basketball players that you've ever had. You have to say, well, this guy was better because of this, and then this guy was. It's like, come on, let's be serious here. You know, the Mamba mentality was created by Kobe. The Michael Jordan mentality, and like you see it with the emotion that he gives in The Last Dance, like that was who he was on the court.
Yeah.
He was hard on himself as he was on his teammates.
On his teammates, too.
So, I mean, I don't know. I can appreciate a guy like that. And I think that, there's those things can't go unseen.
Right.
Taylor Perkins says Jordan impacted the sport to greater impact than LeBron has. And I hear what you're saying there.
Yeah.
And because obviously with the whole Olympics and him reaching out around the world and whatnot, I mean, I think that he helped evolve the sport to get where it was at to allow LeBron to, whenever he became a icon, to just have the platform there built and ready for him. You know, so that I think that they're all in the house that Jordan built.
Right.
You know, but I don't like putting this person's better than this person. This person's better. Like, if you're going to ask me who I think the best basketball player of all time was, I'm going to tell you Michael Jordan.
Right.
But if you say like who are your favorite basketball players or whatever, like, and you don't have to explain it, then you can label off so many guys in the game.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
So we got Taylor Perkins is saying LeBron. Was it Jordan is the OG from Carl Mason Collier?
Yeah.
And Mike wants to know, what beer are you drinking tonight? Go ahead and shout your beer.
So
back
I've got Grapefruit Radler. It's just a light beer here. It's kind of a Contact High. Contact High was like an original thing. Now they're like doing multiple versions. There's a hazy too, Contact High, but just real light. And then this one is IPA from Maplewood Brewing, which is really good. This is fantastic. Not that this isn't. This is a little lighter, but this is more my thing. I do like the IPAs, but both are very good. Anything from Four Hands I enjoy. So
nice.
I got to find some more breweries around here. I'll get there. I just need more time. Baby, life, everything, work.
It all
kind of slows you down a little bit.
It all piles up.
I'll get out there. Get out there and get some more.
I mean, you got to.
I have to. I mean, I want to. I just got to find that time.
Just got to find it.
Got to find it.
I mean, it's the same thing with everybody. I think everyone's antsy to get out of their house and stuff too. So once everything starts to get back and we're on phase 3 or whatever, then we'll be good to go.
Can't wait to get to a bar and have a beer somewhere. It's been a long time. So
Carl Mason Collier says it's good to drink local.
Yep, I love to. The only thing is I've branched out a little bit just because I have all different types of stuff and I can't always get to these breweries I want to get to. So the more I can support local, I'll definitely do it. I just time and sometimes on your side. So.
Yeah, and Carl Mason Collier says Civil Life is good.
Civil Life is fantastic. I'll do some Civil Life on here. I just haven't been able to get out there and
Yeah, and Carl
Civil
Williams
Life Brown is very good.
Carl Williams wants to point out that I have the sweet pepper of the doctor.
Sweet pepper of the doctor.
All 23 flavors,
Always.
Carl.
There you go.
All 23 flavors. We're making it happen. So I think that was, pretty good. If you guys have anything else that you want to comment on for basketball or NBA, let us know. But there's a couple things, like not much going on in the NFL aspect. A couple, like a safety that wants to be traded or something like that. Just the typical
From the Jets.
stuff.
Well, most people on the Jets want to be traded.
Get out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one thing I thought that was interesting is how pro football has changed in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
So let me know what you guys think about this. There's actually like 12 of them, but there's a couple of them that were kind of like, I'd say hit or miss as far as like if they're good or not. So one, you have more aggressive play calling. So I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that coaches over the last 10 years were a little more timid and playing more of the defense wins game aspect. And then now you have like your Baltimore Ravens who used to be that way of like, hey, let's run the ball and let's play defense. To now they got a guy that can run the ball and throw the ball as well as Patrick Mahomes, who's a mobile quarterback.
They're a fun team.
Over the last 10 years, I'd say that a more aggressive play calling is something that is absolutely accurate for sure.
I'm wondering if I thought someone told me the Ravens play the Chiefs this year. That would be really cool if that is actually happening. I don't know if anyone knows for sure, but wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
Deron White, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. We also have Carl Mason Collier says American Brown Ale.
Yep.
There's another one as well,
Civil Life, yeah. Is that Civil Life he's talking about?
Yeah.
American
and then
Brown.
Deron says that he wishes the Chiefs had enough money for Jamal Adams.
He's a stud.
He is a stud, dude. I think that would be awesome to see them if they had enough money to do it.
Just the way they are. I don't even know.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he would help, but they're fun to watch.
They are.
I love their offense.
No, I agree.
And their defense has actually got better and better all the way to the end.
They really did. Yeah.
Defense didn't slouch.
The scariest thing for me though with Kansas City is that I think that the rookie or the young youthful wide receivers that would come in, Robinson, McCole Hardman is phenomenal. So like the upside of these guys is just,
right.
If Tyreek Hill goes down,
if he gets open in midfield, Tyreek Hill is gone. But of course, getting hit, he's not a big guy, so it's going to, as you see it, impacts him.
Right.
So you need a healthy Patrick Mahomes too. That's important.
That's true. No, that's true. Another thing they said that has changed in the past 10 years for the NFL is an end to stadium games. So I think that they're actually moving more to domes and stuff like that. I think they're saying that they're getting away from those outdoor games and the elements for certain teams.
That was
because a lot of new stadiums are getting built.
I love some of those games where it's like
snow
blizzard,
games,
like in New England and things like that, where you can't even see it on the screen. It's snowing so hard.
Right.
The only thing is, you can't throw the ball. You pretty much have to run.
You have to run it,
but you can't throw it.
Yeah, but then running's a nightmare as well too. So you never know what you're going to do. So
right.
Let's see what is that. Yeah, no. Let's see. Carl Mason Collier says, "Dude, I thought so too. That it seemed like throwing plays were slimmer than usual." Yeah. What else we have here? Jim Belcher Jr. says, "Bush is all you need. Just ask your dad." Thanks for tuning in, Jim. I appreciate it. Deron White says McCole will have to have a breakout year because he won't be the return man. Yeah, if you take the return man role off of him and then keep him healthy to where he's ready to be that number 3 guy or number 2 guy, even I think he could slot in as. The dude's got dangerous speed.
He does.
He's
fun to watch.
McCole Hardman, I believe, went to Georgia.
Yeah.
Go Dogs.
I think so. Yeah.
Go Dogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, McCole Hardman is the guy. I think between him and Robinson, McCole Hardman would be the one that I would be looking more into to take off. Yeah. Another thing that they've done in the past 10 years, they've overhauled special teams 100%.
Yeah.
You don't get any returns anymore.
Nope.
So kind of like what you were talking about there, Deron, with them taking McCole Hardman off of the special teams and the return side of it, probably lessens his chance for an injury.
Getting hurt.
And then there's not really even returns that much in the game anymore, unless
Right.
it's a punt return. And most of the time, those are kind of punted and kicked out of bounds.
Yeah.
So
Usually aiming those to kick out, which
yeah, more of a chess game, I think, now with special teams
Right.
as opposed to, and they did it for safety purposes, so I get it. But
Right.
that's another thing that they've done. Now we also have late decade changing of the guard at QB. They were talking about how Peyton Manning left, and then how Tom Brady now left, and
yeah.
and some of these older quarterbacks are actually taking off later on in their career to try new endeavors. Whenever normally that wasn't a thing that they would do
Exactly.
back in years past.
Yeah. Agree.
Also, more football, and what it means is that like you have the XFL, you have the CFL, you have a couple other football leagues that are just all popping up and arising in certain areas, which is allowing the pool of players and the game and the to grow.
Yeah.
Which is important for if you're trying to continue to have this sport blossom and to be better.
And as much as a lot of people, and Kyle probably is one of those people, that the XFL wasn't exactly, it wasn't
But
great.
hey, you know what?
Wasn't-
Even though it wasn't my thing, doesn't mean that it couldn't be somebody else's thing.
It was a big deal here. I mean, we had 45,000 tickets sold for an XFL team.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we were competitive. We had some fun players, but it showed that St. Louis wanted to support something that was their own. We didn't get the battle.
I agree with you on that. But the problem is, and I think that we answered this last time we talked about this, was I think Carl kind of agreed with me on this too, is that if we didn't get rid of the Rams, or if the Rams didn't leave, then the XFL team would have never been able to even be here.
It wouldn't be here. Probably not.
It wouldn't have been able to be here, or it wouldn't have even gotten as many fans as it had showing up in the seats, because we would have then had our already one football team to represent here. And whereas we are a good fan-based team in St. Louis, I think that we still would have had a turnout to the XFL.
We would have.
But if it would have definitely, I'd say, kind of taken away from their turnout because of the fact that we had an NFL team.
Right.
The only reason why it was as big of a
success
is because we had it taken away from us in the way that we did.
We did.
So we were at that point, we were going to take any type of football.
Right. But you still got to go out there and support it. It was a big deal. It made, I believe it was 6.2 million in the games that it was supposed to make 4.6 for the year, and I think it broke like 6.2 in just the games we had.
Yeah.
The merch, everything. So St. Louis supported him. Yeah, did we want to shove it back in Kroenke's face? Sure.
Yeah, we did.
But 45,000. We made a point that we would support football here.
Yeah.
And let's face it, our team was driven into the ground on purpose here.
It was. We were set up to fail.
We were set up to fail, and we were set up to move. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, people are like, well, we didn't really support them.
And there's lawsuits that are going over it right now.
You know how you support a team? You put a good product on the field, people are going to go.
Right. Whenever you have an owner that is specifically tanking to get draft picks and to try to build his team for when he gets to his destination area.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate it. So, yeah, I get it.
A couple other things that they have that have implicated over the last 10 years. That's true.
Yeah.
Less practice. They're practicing less now. So there's a mandate on how much they can practice in the NFL, which is strange over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Strangely, the NFL is mimicking college style play, I think, which that's more aggressive. It ties in there as well.
Yeah.
There's more player tracking now than there ever was, is what they're getting onto. The onset of the streaming era as well too has changed things as far as how I think the NFL has been able to play. They've streamed games on Facebook and stuff.
Facebook, sure. Playing over in Europe more now.
True. Yeah, they're trying to grow out there. The concussion conversation got brought up over the last 10 years. Even the movie that was made with Will Smith, Concussion.
Yeah.
Which was actually a really, really good movie. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out as well too, because that kind of touches base a lot on what was going on or what is going on in the actual NFL with the whole concussion protocol and how they were kind of sweeping it under the rug there for a while. Let's see what we got here. Duran says, but it's great that they're failing in LA right now. They paid Goff all that money and had to blow up the team. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we're laughing.
In that.
Yeah, we're laughing all the way to the bank on that.
Yep.
And the only thing that he has is that he has the money to kind of rebuild over the years. But I am glad that he didn't win that Super Bowl whenever he had the chance right out of the gate, because then that would have he would have had the last laugh.
Pissed us off.
Yeah, Duran, good call out on that.
Yep.
Last but not least, redistribution of salaries and then also the influence of replay have been some of the biggest things over the last 10 years. in the NFL side of things.
Are they cutting out like pass interference or something like that? What were they doing?
No, we talked about that a couple
that?
episodes ago. They're actually implicating. They're taking away.
Taking away.
Yeah, they're taking away the reviewing of pass interference. So remember how they entertained that over the last couple of years, and I think that they wanted to try to get it right. And then you have of course, the Saints call where it was clearly a pass interference for the Rams. Rams might not even made it to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
And yeah, they tried to change it for plays like that to not happen, but then the next year they reviewed them, and then those plays held up. So it was just like, what in the hell are we doing this for? What are we doing? You know?
Right.
So yeah, and Duran says, yeah, he has that Walmart money. Yeah, he sure does have that Walmart money.
He has that Walmart money.
So he can kind of do as he pleases.
What he wants.
But let's talk about some baseball.
Yeah.
It's in and out.
It's hard to talk about it.
It is. Manfred's like, it's going to happen. And the players are like, no. And then he's like, I'm less confident about it being a thing this year. And you're like, well, yeah, clearly. Because they just said no. Like,
can we just play? Can we just
false promises
and play?
It's false promises, man.
Yeah.
So a 70-game proposal comes back from the Players Association. Regular season would start on July 19th. It would end September 30th, so we'd have a little mini season.
Yeah.
Full prorated pay. Basically, to me, they've been back and forth so much that I'm hopeful that it happens, but I'm not sure if it's actually going to happen. What are your thoughts on that?
Has anyone heard the rumors of possibly advertisements going on the jerseys?
Yeah,
for MLB? A Cardinal jersey with
that's a real thing, by the way.
A Goodyear logo. I'm just like,
no, that is a real thing.
You do that?
There could absolutely be. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're not gonna ever see a jersey that someone's gonna buy that's gonna have that on there. Obviously, they're just saying like, hey, we have nobody in the stands, and we're trying to find a way to make money that we're losing. So if they're going to be able to use sponsors to fill up jersey spots, that's just trying to retrieve any type of revenue that they're losing, right?
The NBA started doing it.
Well, listen to this. You ready for this? MLB, right? Spring training is going to begin June 26th through 28th if this proposal goes through. Okay. Expanded playoffs to 16 teams in 2020 and 2021 seasons. Minimum pool for playoff shares in 2020 based on rounds played. $50 million if full playoff is staged. 50-50 split of incremental TV revenue for any additional postseason games in 2021. Salary advance forgiveness for all players in tiers 1 to 3 of March agreement. Opt-outs, full service and salary for players who are at high risk and those who live with high-risk individuals. So if you basically are at high risk of getting the disease and you choose to opt out, you will still get paid.
Wow.
So that's basically what that's saying there.
Wow.
We have clubs granted permission to sell advertisements / patches on uniforms in 2020 and 2021. Enhanced housing allowances in spring training and regular season. Universal designated hitter will be now for 2020 and 2021. And the parties are to collaborate on broadcast enhancement, and there's a mutual waiver of potential grievances under the March agreement. So what that all means basically is that they still don't have a goddamn clue what the hell's going on.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting.
And to tell you the truth, if MLB says no to the MLBPA's offer, then I really don't think that we're going to salvage baseball this year. So that leads me to my next question, though. If we, let me actually state this: the hashtag win and wear is what the players also posted over the last couple of days.
Yeah,
to get the talks going again, and that might be what they're saying is why that we may see baseball this year because
I like that
hashtag win and wear. The players are saying win and wear. Let's just make this happen.
Let's just get it done.
Right, but I don't. Like I said, I'm still not hopeful that it's going to happen.
It doesn't look good, but
so
you never know.
We talked about this a couple of times and dabbled on it. So the Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
Would the Cardinals benefit from a shortened season? I think yes.
I think so.
Now, reason being is that how better could it have played out for you as a Cardinals fan if you hate the Carpenter and you hate the Dexter Fowler salary,
which a lot of us do.
To just find out that now they're going to get a prorated amount of that money. We're not taking as much of a loss, even though the owners and the players are all taking a loss.
Right.
But that's 1 year off of those guys' terrible contracts, and now maybe it looks like it may be a little more possible for us to maybe obtain an Arenado maybe next season that is going to be well rested because we're not going to probably play this year. And to answer your question, Joe Caruana, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
He says, do you really think they will play, though, for real? The answer is no. I don't think that they will. I'm not hopeful that this season's going to get off the ground.
If I had to guess on a percentage, I'd say 20%.
Like, it is literally, all right, June 18th If this proposal needs to be accepted because they would literally in 8 days be needing to start up camp. Okay, so that's why I don't think it's going to happen. So
we'll see.
I could be wrong. I could
like
be wrong, but we'll
when
see.
and where thing.
Yeah,
the more you get that are involved in that, and that are finally maybe hitting this wall, it's like let's get out there and play.
Yeah.
Hopefully that happens. I don't know.
I was looking at some draft recap stuff too. Did you know that the Cardinals? I think their draft position or what they did that they're ranked 15th overall as far as their minor league system. Yeah. Not bad. I mean, for where we're at, I mean, to be ranked 15th overall and still have, a
competitive team.
A competitive team. You've got some really. What they're saying our problem is right now though is the middle infield is still a problem because we don't have any depth there. We've got guys that can play left field, right field, and people that can hit.
Yeah.
But we don't have anybody that's a middle infield kind of guy.
Right. So I guess you're basically talking about DeYoung and.
They have to have days off.
Yeah.
So when you have to give them a day off, who do you put there? Because if you have Lane Thomas and you've got these guys that don't play that position, that becomes a problem now for you, or a vulnerability of potentially defensively,
right?
Not being able to get certain balls.
Right. That's a tough deal.
So
now you got where you put Tommy Edman.
I mean, Tommy Edman to me, I could see him potentially playing an outfield position.
Thing I love about Tommy Edman too, he'll play anywhere.
He will. I think Tommy Edman plays left field where we just lost Ozuna. You add a guy that can steal bases. You leave him as your true leadoff hitter because he's a switch hitter.
Yeah.
And then you see what you can get going there. You have to. So let's think about this realistically, right? Matt Carpenter as a leadoff hitter, terrible. Whatever the hell he thought. I mean, he had one good year where he let off. It is what it is.
Hitting all the home runs and everything.
But realistically, if you're a baseball manager, aren't you really wanting to have a guy that can hit from both sides of the plate?
Well, and make contact. I mean, Carpenter strikes out too much anyways. And he's not quick.
He can't hit the ball to left field.
Right. I mean,
I'm sorry, but if you've played any type of baseball your entire life, I don't care how you hit, even if you're a pull ball hitter, whenever a ball's coming in on you and you know that guys are pitching to you to try to get you to hit it into the defensive switch, you've got to learn how to hit to the opposite field, man.
Right. That is a huge
That is a thing that you've got to learn how to do. If you can't learn how to do it to where then the shift is no longer a thing,
right,
then Carpenter could be more dangerous with the bat.
Absolutely.
But we can't have him hitting into the shift every single time and then batting freaking 130.
And of course, they said he was working on it in spring training.
He's
I don't
always
know how far that went, but the good hitters can hit the ball to both sides of the field.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. You got to hit it to both sides. You always see, Yachty will get down 0-2 maybe, and then Yachty will hit the ball to right.
Right.
Go with the pitch.
Because he's going to go with the pitch and do it.
Do something productive. That's what you should try to do. And Carpenter, it's almost like, shit, he's down in the count. It's almost a given he's going to strike out or he's going to hit the ball to the right side and it's going to be an easy play.
Right.
And he can't run well.
No.
So
and he's got a noodle arm. Like he can't throw from third over.
He just heaves it over. It's just like
it's terrible, guys. I mean, honestly, I'm concerned for the Cardinals this year only because of the fact you have Matt Carpenter, who realistically can't throw from third base, is in a shitty contract. He can't hit the ball to left field. They know how to. They do a defensive switch on him all the time. He thinks he should be hitting in the top part of the lineup whenever he's probably a bottom six guy or bottom guy.
Right.
And it sucks, man, because he has had, I'd say shades of being good here and there.
Shades of success here. Months of really good play.
But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm on the bring me Nolan Arenado train, and Carpenter's Carpenter right now is just kind of like, man, when is this guy's contract up? And I'm sorry, man. I know there's people out there that like Matt Carpenter, but I don't know any of them myself.
Unfortunately, anyone who did doesn't anymore.
Right.
At least at some point.
Right.
I think he's kind of the welcome has been worn out.
Right. Now, Dexter Fowler, whenever I look at Dexter Fowler, I look at another guy that can hit from both sides of the plate.
Yeah.
He's a switch hitter. Yeah. And even though he has had some problems over the last couple of years and wasn't worth what we paid him, I still think he's a more of an option than a Matt Carpenter right now, which sounds crazy. Yeah. But I mean, both of them are, I think, head cases. You have to get mentally prepared. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to physically do anything at the plate.
I was excited about Fowler when we got him.
Me too.
I mean, we're coming from the Cubs, and he was doing so well there, and then we kind of got him, and it hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And spring, I was watching him in the spring, and it wasn't good. Spring ball was not good. Was that you?
That was the computer, I think. I don't know. Sorry about that.
So, Dexter Fowler, probably a better option than Carpenter, but could do without, to be honest.
I mean, we're stuck in bad contracts. There's not a whole lot that we can do.
We got a couple tough ones here.
Yeah. But here's some news, too. Major League has actually committed $1 million to support the minor leaguers. So I have a problem with this. First of all,
$1 million.
Let's be serious here, Major League Baseball Players Association. Whenever you have minor league guys that are not playing and that are out of money and you want to help them, if you're going to only send over $1 million between all of you, you might as well just not send anything at all.
Right. I agree.
And I think that's a slap in the face because you have really the talks right now going on about the players and the owners trying to figure it out so that way they can get it going. And then what's going on there? It's all about pennies and nickels. This is just, it's absurd. So you mean to tell me that the guys held out and said, "Hey, donate what you can to the minor league guys," and they were only able to come up with $1 million between all of those guys?
No, that's not very.
That's
not
pretty
very
bad.
good.
That's pretty bad. I'm just saying, those guys need to buck up, man, and help out those guys that are on their way up or trying to come back up.
That's not a whole
lot.
That's not very much to go around.
No, but in lighter news though, Mr. Lou Brock, happy birthday to you!
Happy birthday! One of the best Cardinals ever.
Lou Brock, my mom's favorite player.
Shout out to the Cubs too for trading us Ernie Broglio, or trading us Brock for Ernie Broglio. That really turned out to be good for the Cubs. Just kidding. Because I think that guy, he pitched like maybe 20 games or something like that, and his career was over.
Yeah,
and we got Lou Brock. So I'd say that was a bit of a win.
I'd say so too. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Cubs.
Yeah. Joe Cariwana says plot twist, Kyle Mindorf. I dressed up as an old creepy dude, grew 6 inches, lost weight, and put those notes at your house. Man, that's like
we talked about that today at work. Actually,
it's like thinner all over again. I don't know. That's funny that you say that.
What an interesting. That's just a weird deal. That whole thing.
I'll tell you guys. If I turn up missing, you guys know. I put the. That's why I put the picture on social media.
Yeah. It's all over.
Boy, let's talk some NHL, man, huh?
Oh yeah, why not?
You want to talk some NHL?
Yeah.
NHL is going to be probably the most entertaining to me coming up whenever it starts back up again. We have basically some teams are in it, some teams are not.
Right.
So the first team we're going to talk about, it's not in it. It's the Buffalo Sabres. Okay. So
these are awful.
If you have
Sabres,
if you have literally like the Buffalo Sabres that are out there, like the dismantling of the team is not really. I mean, it's not the team; it's the dismantling of the upper and management and whatnot. The GM just got let go. I think his whole regime just got let go.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that basically for the Buffalo Sabres organization that they just can't seem to figure it out. And the owner of it is just on a fire sale. He's just firing as many people as he possibly can. Now, mind you, this is the guy that also said, like, no, we're not in a rebuilding period. And then, like, 3 months later or 3 weeks later, fired the head coach and started rebuilding.
Is that Phil Housley that was coaching then?
I don't remember that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question, though.
Anybody knows, maybe throw that out there. I know, I mean, Jack Eichel's hitting a wall there.
Yeah.
Because you look for eventually it's going to turn, and it doesn't turn. And I think the same thing happened with Ryan O'Reilly is you lose the love for the game when you're not winning.
That's true.
That's very true. I think that happened to O'Reilly, and I think it's going to happen to Jack Eichel unless they put something together or he goes somewhere.
Well, clearly from the way that the guy's getting rid of people. When's Jack Eichel's contract up? Do you know? I think he's still got a couple.
He's still got a couple years
because he signed a big one.
Yeah,
but it just sucks because that guy literally could be playing for somebody else and contributing to a team that could be winning. Right. And instead, he's just rotting away for a Buffalo team, which luckily Ryan O'Reilly got out because there was a lot of stories whenever he came out that apparently like he was a problem in the locker room and Ryan O'Reilly wasn't a good teammate. And then like you get him here and it's like, this guy's our captain. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't think I can believe that Ryan O'Reilly is the reason your team's not doing well. Right. Clearly, there's something else going on if you're blaming Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah.
So
no, I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. And some other stuff too. I was actually curious about this because you're thinking, all right, well, and in the NHL they have the capability of putting on like PPE, like protective equipment, like face masks and stuff, right? So that was my big question: is like, are they going to force these players to actually wear a face mask whenever they come back? The answer is no.
Wow.
Reports the players will not have to wear face shields, and also coaches will be behind the benches with no restrictions. They will not have to wear a mask
Wow.
or anything like that as well, too. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That is interesting. I thought they might crack down on that a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I mean, nice that they're at least, I guess, trying to find some sort of normalcy to it. So that's not bad
hockey
by any
is
means.
gearing up. They're ready to roll. It seems like hockey is all in, and we should be not too far away.
Yeah, Carl Mason Collier says, honestly, they need it in Buffalo. Yeah, definitely. You also have Nick Axie saying Eichel's going to come play with our future captain. Yeah, we would need a lot of things to happen.
Yeah.
And I'd
love to have him,
Yeah, I'd love
Who
to
would
have
you
him on
not
our
like
team
to-
for sure.
Love
But
to have Jack Eichel.
Derek Munster says if Buffalo wants to unload another superstar, we'll gladly take him for a bag of pucks like we got O'Reilly for. Yeah,
Right.
I know, right? Like that's the truth. Like
Berglund, Sabotka, and Tage Thompson. And
yeah,
I think Thompson got sent down to the minors. Berglund is out of hockey, and Sabotka is
probably almost out of
I think
hockey.
he had maybe like 20 points or something last year, or
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
there wasn't much going on. Or
No.
this year, I think maybe that's what it was.
Now I'm for it. If it's going to be one of those things where we're going to be able to, to pick up a guy and give up nothing for it. I mean, I'm all for it. Absolutely, bring him on over.
Yeah,
So
come over, win another cup.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. Prior Blue Ryan Reeves signed a 2-year extension with the Vegas Golden Knights. I think we dabbled on that last
little bit.
topic. We didn't really do too much of a sports section because we had the interview with David Howard Thornton. Which, for those of you guys that are tuned in that didn't get a chance to watch that, go and check out episode 20. If you want to, even fast forward to the first 50 minutes, 50, and then we call him, and then it starts about there. His voices are incredible.
Such an
super,
interesting guy.
super down to earth and interesting
Yeah.
guy. So it's definitely worth a listen if you haven't checked it out already.
And he's in a movie on Netflix called
Right.
Terrifier.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't be mad at me if you watch it.
Yeah. I mean, there's
It's
don't
a
get
little
mad.
rough.
Don't get mad for any recommendations that you get here, right?
No.
So one thing in the NHL news that we didn't talk about is the Seattle expansion team. Seattle's got an expansion team that's coming up, obviously next year, right? So that's another thing that's going to be interesting at the end of this weird and crazy year that we have is who are we going to lose?
Right.
Are we going to lose Allen? Probably.
Good shot.
I would say that most likely if you are a team with all the goalies that are out there, I don't know of too many teams that are doubled up with a bunch of talent, maybe like a Nashville, maybe like a Pekka Rinne, UC Saros kind of thing, because Saros played pretty good,
I know.
right?
Yeah. And
So that would be another guy that might be highly touted as
talk
far as that
about
goes,
Nashville maybe not
trying to entertain.
keep
Pekka
Pekka Rinne. I know that I'm a big fan, but I could see him maybe going somewhere else, and it might be good for him.
Yeah.
to kind of go somewhere else. So,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. Seattle's an interesting deal. I wonder who they'll end up.
Apparently
with.
they're behind schedule on their a couple months
Stadium.
behind schedule on their stadium, but they're apparently going to still have it
get
on
it done.
time for next year. So not a big deal.
Probably work out the kinks and get everything that they need working, and then just kind of put everything together as it goes. So.
Yeah. And some strange news, man. So Daniel Carasello with the CHL, he's got a class action lawsuit for basically whenever he was coming up through like the minors and stuff. Apparently, like they were like he was hazed, and from like a mental and like a physical. Like he said, there was like some sexual abuse stuff that happened.
Wow.
He said that at one time, like on a bus, that they had like made him and 7 other guys strip down naked and then forced them all into the bathroom at the same time, and just really weird stuff, man. I didn't even know that this was even a thing, but I mean, I'm glad he's
it's
obviously
out there.
speaking up
Yeah.
about it for some of this
Right.
weird shit that happened to him.
Right.
Yeah, but Daniel
Guess
Carasello,
he's
read
dealt
about
with
it. There's
this the whole time.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's an article out there about it. Check it out if you haven't seen it. But really weird stuff, man, and it's crazy that there's people that are that strange out there that are making these guys do
Who
this
knows
weird
what's
stuff
going on there?
because they're the I guess young guys, the rookies or something like that, and they're
Little
getting
hazing.
hazed, and
Yeah,
that's just
that's,
over the top, man.
Yeah.
So I
Maybe
don't
do
know.
something maybe not that.
Being
bad.
in sports my entire life, I can't think of one time like if we've hazed somebody, like we hazed them and had a little fun, but we never like did some stupid stuff like that, or
It's
where
just off a whole
they
different
would
edge.
mentally need to like think
Yeah.
about some things. So
Very interesting.
oh, Derek,
In the worst way.
yeah, Derek Munster threw out Pittsburgh is loaded with goalies. True,
Matt Murray.
but really is Matt Murray the guy that you want if you're going to steal a goalie? Do you
Right
really
now.
want Matt Murray?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No. I think his stock is extremely low. Maybe going somewhere would help.
Carl Williams says Halak. That's not a bad play.
Carl,
he's been playing good for Boston as a backup, but he's also one of those guys too that you look at and you think of like, all right, well, how good of a team do you have in front of him?
Right.
Because let's be serious. We saw what happened when Halak came here. He's not a bad goalie. I don't dislike Yaroslav Halak.
No.
I just think that when you put him in front of a team that was not at the time when he played for us, we were not a good team.
Right.
So you saw him get hurt. You saw him almost leave the NHL. He actually got brought back, he was playing like a really minor league deal, and they brought him back as like someone got hurt, and then now he's like kind of a highly touted backup for Boston. So
I always thought Halak was kind of a head case, kind of in a way that it's a whole different thing when you're number one and you're the starting goalie, and I think that was tough. That can be tough on guys. It all falls on you then,
right?
Sometimes it's more comfortable to be the backup and not have as much, it's all on you.
Right.
And it becomes your thing. If you don't play well, then you're in trouble. And some guys either, as a goalie, you either grow from that, like Bennington. He owned that. He wanted that. He wanted the chance to be number one. And when he was bad, he was bounced back the next night and was amazing.
Right.
So it's a mental game being a goalie, I think, because you're going to be bad sometimes. You just got to bounce back and forget about it.
Right.
But I think Yarrow has a little issue with starting. I think Jake hit that point.
Jake that's what I'm saying. Like I'm more or less looking forward to, if we're going to lose Jake Allen, then let's have him go and then relieve $4.5 million off of our thing, right? Because
a lot to be paying a backup,
right? I mean, it's just
and
it's
like
a lot
Jake.
to be. Yeah, I like him too. But I mean, if you have the rookies that we have, I think we can possibly have somebody be backing him up for way less money,
right? Ville Husso's right down there,
right?
So
100%,
and making the league minimum at that, just to kind of throw that out there as well. But it's a tough thing being the goalie, being the number one guy.
Derek Munster says DeSmith, Murray, and Jari, one of them will go. I bet. You never know, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, they might not want to take Murray because of contractual reasons, because he got paid big money after they won the Stanley Cup in Pittsburgh.
It's hard for them
Pittsburgh will probably protect one of those two, so Jari is probably going to be the one that's going to get protected.
He was an all-star.
And then DeSmith, I don't know much about him.
Me neither.
So, and then he also said, I think Army's reasoning to signing Falk was to lose him for to use him for a couple years, then lose him to Seattle. I don't.
It's hard to.
It would be a shame for us to pick up a guy like that just to think that we're going to lose him. I don't think that we have any intentions on him being plucked,
because you don't his best hockey yet, but it could be there.
But once again, it comes down to the looks you get.
Right.
If you put Falk out there on some of these looks that I think Petrangelo's getting, I think you're going to see Falk score some goals there too. Yeah. And now, is it going to be as many as Petrangelo's netted? Who knows? He's on a contract year, so it sucks to see it. But why is it these guys have some of their best years on their contract years?
Yeah.
Where's that little try hard at? Whenever you're looking for a little something extra there.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good. I think Falk was signed on to kind of weight our defensive end.
Yeah,
and I think that so you take a guy that for Carolina is in the top, I want to say 5 of active players in points for power play points.
Yeah.
But we used him on the power play, but he wasn't like our guy we were letting tee off at the blue line.
Right.
So you can't really say that about Falk. No, I don't think that I've given up on Jordan Falk either, or Justin Falk. Sorry,
Justin Falk.
And I don't think that he's really shown us what he truly has, because you gotta sink in to a team, and we picked him up this year. Right. We didn't pick him up last year.
Yeah, he hasn't been here that long.
So, and this little break is still this year. So really this kind of half break and starting the playoffs again really is just our first year that we've seen with him. And if Seattle's going to be, trying to pluck a defenseman, I don't know if Falk is their defenseman that they're probably looking to pick. Because I think we picked up Falk with all intentions of letting Pietrangelo walk.
Yeah, could be. I mean, Pietrangelo might take less to stay here, and to me, I'm all about winning.
I doubt that. Yeah,
I doubt it. But if it were me, I want to win. If there's a way I can make that happen and still get paid decent.
But you don't have a contract year. He was having a hell of a year before the thing got paused. He was. You don't have like a contract year like the way that he was, and then just expect him to take less money. It sucks.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll keep him, but I'd like him to stay.
Yeah.
But if he moves on, it is what it is. I'm not too worried.
I do like the replacement of Jay Bomeister with Marco Scandella.
I love that. I think
the physicality plays well into our system, so I do like that pickup.
Agree.
And I do think that whenever our main plan as of right now is to bring up Vince Dunn eventually and get him on that top power play line.
Vince Dunn.
These guys like to shoot the puck. They've got great hockey sense,
right.
And to have him and Falk maybe on that first power play line would be interesting.
Scandella definitely is a Berube guy.
Yeah, we have Brandon Pesic says Pietrangelo in Colorado makes a lot of sense to him. You can see that because literally, what has Colorado done the last year and a half? They've dismantled their defensive team, and they've got an offensive guy now with Makar, who's a fantastic rookie. So why not put an anchor like a guy like Pietrangelo, who's also an offensive guy?
I really don't want him to go to Colorado.
Yeah, you would hate to see him go to somebody like that too. But Derek,
go to Toronto.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Right. So that would be interesting. I think he would fit in well there, Brandon. I think that would be a good fit for him. Derek also says we still got to sign Dunn too this offseason. I don't think that you'll have a problem with that because even though he's won a Stanley Cup with us, he's going to probably demand a little bit more than what he's wanted, but he's not one of those top tier guys that is going to demand big bucks. So
might be the end.
I think we'll keep Dunn.
Pietrangelo.
I don't think Dunn wants to go anywhere. I think that he likes that. Yeah. Brandon says, and they have the cap space. Yeah, I mean, for Colorado, I think that's what you mean to pick up Pietrangelo. The problem is now is where we're at, right? Like, they have the cap space to sign him, but the Blues are at the point to where they're taking a loss. They just don't care at this point. I think, unless something crazy happens with if they pluck somebody from our team, whenever they do that, but do they do the expansion draft before they allow teams to start trading and signing free agents? Or do they do the expansion draft and then open free agency after? Because I think the expansion team has actually options to free agency before everyone else possibly.
Yeah.
So if Pietrangelo goes to free agency, he might be in Seattle, but not be the player that's plucked off the Blues because his contract's up at the end of this year.
It kind of blows my mind the whole way the expansion thing works now, because you think of the old expansion, the Sharks, the Ducks, the Panthers, the Lightning, the Senators, those teams, they were all terrible. They just kind of, now you can actually be competitive in an expansion draft. Look at the Golden Knights, how they were able to put that team together and get good players. I mean, it wasn't really like that before.
Right,
so
I agree.
An expansion team can be, Vegas can show you right now they're competitive.
100%.
Yeah. So
but they've also now had that 1 year where they came in where they did good expansion draft picking, and it comes down to you're not picking like guys that are all over the place.
Right.
You're picking a team of very well average players.
Right.
So whenever you can have your choice of the litter as far as what you want to do, and if you know anything about how these guys play, you could put yourself together a nice guy, right?
Team and have chemistry go.
Yeah,
so.
Derek Munster made a really good point here, and I agree with you. He says we have some really good young defensive prospects coming up too.
We do.
Mikkola and Perunovic. Perunovic is the one that excites me the most.
Mikkola too, isn't there Wallman?
Yeah, but I don't think he's as highly touted as Mikkola or Perunovic is right now, because Perunovic won the Hobey Baker Award.
Yeah.
He also got awarded with, I think, another college award or something like that as far as that goes. So Perunovic is the one. I couldn't think of his name earlier, but yes, you're right. I mean, if you think of the fact that we might have Mikkola and Perunovic, the question comes down to, while these guys are getting ready, are we really just keeping the Falks and the Scandellas and people around, so that way the future of our defense is really like Vince Dunn, Scott Perunovic,
Parayko.
Parayko, Mikkola, because I'm not upset about that. Those guys all have talent, and I think that it's the fact that they have talent on both sides, offensive and defensive talent.
Yep.
So good call on that. And then Nick actually says Vegas has Reeves, but no, that's a good call. It's a good call. Well, one thing we did not talk about tonight, is this jersey that you're wearing.
Yeah.
Now, when this is something to be talking about, because
I'm sure people are wondering what the hell this is.
Probably. Now, that's a Brett Hull captain jersey, but if you guys know what this jersey is from, go ahead and just throw it up in the chat, because this was a fantastic choice for tonight.
Yeah.
This never actually hit.
Never hit the ice. I believe this was the year that the Ducks did their Wild Wing. The Kings had like a Burger King type logo that they always say. And the Blues actually had a plan. I think they had these jerseys in place to be worn. And I believe Mike Keenan went in and saw them hanging up in the locker room and said, no way,
No way,
no
not
way,
happening.
we're not wearing these. So it might be the only thing that Mike Keenan did that was good here.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
but they're pretty hideous.
at least he didn't do the Chris Sale and like take the scissors to him and start cutting them up so that way they couldn't be used. You know.
Yeah, just get them out of here. We're not going to wear them.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
A very interesting piece. I love it because it's so hideous.
I like it,
I think
dude.
that these could have been
I like
a
it.
real thing. Look at the music
I
notes.
think if you put them on players with their pads on and put them out there for a game, I think it would look good.
I love the lettering.
Yeah.
The music notes,
Yeah,
you know.
I think it was really cool.
Yeah.
Derek Munster says
interesting.
Mike Keenan is a bum. He says Keenan killed the jersey. So, yeah, I can
did.
see that.
Yeah.
Carl Williams says Carey Price. Carl, are you talking about that for the expansion thing? Like, he's talking about he goes, and teams can dump bad contracts if expansion teams wants to take the chance on them. Yes. So Carey Price, though, I don't think that you see them. One, I don't think you see Montreal not protecting Carey Price.
No, I don't think so.
Two, the only reason they would not protect Carey Price would be to try to entice the expansion team to possibly take him. I see what you're saying there.
Right.
But yeah, definitely. Sean Loren says, finally got in to say hi. So what's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. But no, I don't know, man. What do you think on that? I mean, the contract wise, I mean, yeah, because you have Price like a $10 million man, right?
Cut him loose, but you're asking a young franchise to basically put all that that contract over.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening.
I wouldn't do that either. I mean, Carey Price is good, but I don't really know if he's that good to the point where I'd want to pay that money.
Right.
And take the risk.
Right.
So, and he hasn't really showed me anything that I know he's not on a great team in Montreal.
Right.
But don't have a whole lot to go there where I've got to have Carey Price.
No. Carey Price is not like Carey Price is one of those guys that if you ask the players, which they did it again this year, they said Carey Price is the toughest goalie to go against. I don't get it. I really don't get it because their team's so terrible. Maybe they keep saying that just so that way people keep touting him.
Maybe they're just so bad it's hard to tell. But I mean, he has moments where he's amazing. But still not sold on Carey Price. He has a chance to really do something for Montreal, sneaking into the playoffs here, and
we'll see.
He can get hot.
We'll see.
Run.
I think that any team has a chance to win it, obviously, because you have the bracket style hockey, the no fans. There's so many elements that are going to come into it, but. We'll reiterate this again too for those of you guys that are watching. We're going to be posting up a bracket soon.
Yeah.
Probably on our next. We'll try to get it arranged by our next episode. If not Monday, Tuesday, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
But we want to get you guys in, see what people think as far as their NHL brackets are going to look like, and then we'll do a little giveaway or something like that for the first, second, and third place for those brackets. So we'll get that posted up to you guys. So that way you guys can join us in that. I think that would be a lot of fun. But
it's going to be fun.
I don't know, man. I think that
hockey playoffs.
That about wraps it up, man.
Yeah. I want to give a little shout out to all the fathers. It's going to be Father's Day Sunday, I believe. So everybody, good dads out there.
Happy Father's Day.
Great Father's Day. I'm going to have my first.
Congratulations.
So very
buddy.
excited for that. Have the family out. So all you good fathers out there, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, man.
All right.
Good call out on that. Mm-hmm. But guys, we had a blast tonight. Once again, talked for a long time and about really nothing that's going on still in the sports. But thank you for joining us.
For sure.
Definitely share, like the video if you haven't. Honestly, guys, with everything that we've been doing, we're trying to have as much fun as we possibly can. And trying to get it out to as many people as possible. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing the video so as many people could see it, we would greatly appreciate it. Also, our last video, episode 20, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing that as well, too. We've been trying to get that interview out to as many people as we possibly can because I think it went really well.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. We had a good time with doing it. And if you haven't heard the impersonations that David Howard Thornton has done,
there's a lot of people
you need to go back and take a look at it.
Who didn't get to see it, you should go watch it. I mean, that guy is... he's got some talent there, not just for the horror stuff that he's doing, but his comedy and the voices are fantastic. So definitely check out the last episode for David Howard Thornton there.
Absolutely. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Yes. We love you, and we will see you Monday.
Bye, guys.